my confidence and turn the attitude up to 100%. Big shot go off, yeah, I'm at it again. Yeah, my suede jacket always bringing the magic. I got the top pulled down and my automatic. You know my everyday life may sound dramatic, but when you got it like this, gotta make it a habit. Can't stop loving what I got. Ooh, yeah, it hits the spot. I'm feeling my soul. be there behind you to pick the pieces up to left. I don't need you now, I'm alone. I can feel my life go by in slow motion. I need to know if you're afraid or feeling blue. And when you start to fall for someone new, I need to know.
Hey, 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 hey. Freshman, sophomore game, or freshman game coming down the wire here.
Okay. Now I can hear
4:15 to
myself.
play in the game. 24-12 South Tama leading. Did the freshmen win last week or not?
I believe they did.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. I don't want to be
Okay,
wrong.
don't worry about it. I'm just asking. If you don't know, that's fine.
Yeah.
Move that without.
Close one though.
Okay.
Got about a minute.
Yep. Uh-oh. Straight up the old elevator shaft. Oh, pick up and run. They're going to... Wow.
Good evening, South Tama Trojan fans. Welcome to another night of football here on Trojan Country. We are 2 hours south down in Fairfield, Iowa, live tonight. Myself, Darvin, Graham, and Jeff Byer with me high above the field at Pearl Smith Field in Fairfield. We are looking at about 3:48 left in the Frosh game. South Tama leading in that contest 24-12.
And this will be a come-from-behind win if they do so, because they were down 6-0 for most of the first half, and then they had a big kickoff return for a touchdown, and they're leading by 24-12 right now. 3 minutes to go here in this freshman game. Then, of course, the varsity game will kick off right at 7:30. Looks like
7:30 kickoff tonight. Beautiful night again.
Yep.
We are just we're batting 1,000 so far for our football season, and it's
a little warm.
A little warm,
but
unseasonable.
the sun has gone down. For the most part, it's a beautiful evening, shirt sleeve weather.
Yeah.
If people may have a little light jacket or something for later, but temperatures in the 80s today, supposed to get down into the 50s tonight, but we'll probably still be in the 70s and 60s as the evening goes along. But again, nice evening for football, and it's going to be an interesting ball game because we have two teams looking for their first district victory as this is the last road trip of the year, so let's make it a good one.
Yeah, Fairfield coming in only with one win on their season. However, they do have some close contests on their resume as well. We'll break down the Fairfield team a little bit later in the pregame, but I think on paper this looks to be the most manageable matchup when South Tama has Benton in week 8 and Solon in week 9, and Solon's been up in the rankings. They're a playoff or the state semifinalists last year, and well, Benton just went in and got a win against Solon last week. So 2 very tough teams. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of Fairfield team South Tama sees here tonight. Fairfield had Williamsburg last week, and they took a loss 54-12 was the final in that one. South Tama had Grinnell in week 6, and it was a loss for South Tama. They were only able to get 1 touchdown on the board, came late in the game. And Grinnell was just kind of on their game in week 6. So they come in looking to break a losing streak that has now extended to 22 games for South Tama, and we're excited to get things underway. We have a fun pregame show coming your way with a couple of interviews. We have a player interview with Garrett Sermon and Michael Henry, a couple of the underclassmen contributors on this varsity squad. We sat down with them last night after practice and got to know them a little bit. And then our Coach's Corner interview with STC's Nate Doran, just recapping the Grinnell game and kind of getting us set up for tonight's matchup against Fairfield and some of the things that we're going to see. A couple of different changes in the lineup, too, so you're going to want to stick around for our starters at the end of the pregame to hear how things are going to kick off for South Tama tonight. A couple of different wrinkles in the lineup, so that should be interesting to see how offensive coordinator Dustin Pesca and company sort of put all those pieces together. And
see how that all comes together with a couple of changes in the backfield and give this player a chance to see what he can do.
You bet. So we are going to talk a little cross country when we get back after the break and give you a scoreboard update from week 6, just kind of running down some of the scores and matchups that happened last week and get you all caught up. If you haven't been paying attention, we've got you covered here on Trojan Country. I want to say thank you to our presenting sponsor for our pregame this season, Tommy Hexter for Iowa and his campaign. I'd like to thank him very much for being a supporter of our South Tama County broadcasts. We're going to hear a word from him, and then we'll be back with more pregame show. Thanks for being with us here on Trojan.
Meet Tommy Hexter, a fresh voice ready to represent Iowa House District 53. Born and raised with values rooted in hard work, Tommy knows what it means to roll up his sleeves and get things done. At just 24, he's already built a record of service and dedication to rural communities. Tommy believes in running our government like a responsible business, reinvesting in what matters most, our people. He's standing up for public education because our kids deserve the same top-notch learning experience Iowa was once known for. He's fighting for small businesses and family farms to keep more money right here in our communities and to challenge the big corporations that want to take over. And most importantly, Tommy is committed to ensuring everyone has access to good food, healthcare, and housing because no one should be left behind. This November 5th, vote for Tommy Hexter, the candidate who's not just another politician, but someone who truly cares about our future. Join us in making sure Iowa remains the fields of opportunity for all. Paid for by Tommy Hexter for Iowa.
Trojan Country would like to say thank you to all of our local fall season sponsors. They include Gary Bock State Farm, Iowa Premium, MercyCare Tama, Stein-Hrabak Floor Coverings, Hrabak Lumber, Medicap Pharmacy, TFD Photo and Film, Kruse-Phillips Funeral Home, Marquess and Hoyer Law Office, Tommy Hexter for Iowa, S&S Car Wash, Darling Ingredients, The Pump, Scharnweber's, Eric H. Media, Assured Partners Insurance, State Bank of Toledo, and Appraisal and Real Estate Services. Welcome back live from Fairfield High School. It's Darvin Graham, Jeff Byer here with you live on Trojan Country as we are going to talk a little cross country. Fun night out at Montezuma territory for the cross country team last night. The boys got a win in the cross country invitational as a team. I don't know how many years straight it's been that they've captured that tournament title, but it's been several in a row.
Yes, I think so.
And so South Tama boys and girls and their middle school team was on in competition last night in Montezuma. It was it took place in Searsboro. Junior Barrett Jacina led the Trojans with a second-place finish in a time of 16:44.0. Senior Jerome Capeu, junior Giovanni Perez, and freshman Brady Jacina each came in with top 20 finishes. Some results just to kind of run down the scoreboard here for you. South Tama's first place team finish came with 56 points. They beat out Colfax Mingo and GMG, and those teams each had 63 apiece. As we said, Barrett-Jacina finished in second place overall with 16:44.0. Jerome Capeu finished in 11th with a time of 18:49.4. Giovanni Perez finished in 13th place with a time of 19:07.8. Freshman Brady Jacina finished in 14th place with a time of 19:24.2. Raiden Hill finished in 40th place with a time of 22:52.1. And rounding out the roster for South Tama, Logan Richards, a junior, finished in 49th with a time of 25:18.2. South Tama had 4 girls running in the high school competition. Freshman Java Gomez was the top finisher for the girls' side for South Tama. She finished in 15th place overall and had a time of 24:49.6. Sophomore Olivia Smith finished in 18th place with a time of 26:36.8. And in 19th place, senior Jenny Manzo. And in 29th place, senior Nazareth Carrillo.
This is from the South Tama School District Facebook page.
Yeah.
The boys cross-country team earned the team title, as you mentioned, for the 7th consecutive season at Montezuma.
Congrats to the boys team, Coach Robert Tynisma and company over there for staying competitive as long as they have in that cross-country side
After
of things.
losing a couple runners that made state last year. So
yeah, absolutely.
Good job.
And we heard from Coach
This is
Tynisma.
the time. Yeah, this is the time you want to be running at your best.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, that's what we always hear from Coach Tynisma this time of year. And well, there's a big run here by Ryan Brandt as South Tama's looking to be on their way to victory here. This Brosh matchup, 24-12 the score with just over a minute to go. And a couple of results from the middle school races. South Tama had 6 runners altogether. They had 2 girls, 4 boys. Caitlin Brandt finished in 28th place in 7th grade, and Catherine Harden finished in 34th place in the middle school girls race at Montezuma. Catherine's in 8th grade. On the boys' side, the South Tama boys middle school team had a 3rd place team finish. They had 36 points in total behind English Valleys, who was the top winner and as a team with 19 points, and BGM that had 27 points. Jet Chima was the top finisher for South Tama's middle school runners. He came in 5th place overall with a time of 10:15.6. In 8th place, 8th grader Max Shermer. In 14th place, 8th grader Riley Stubbs, and in 15th place, 8th grader Kyler Yuska. So congrats to all those runners on a great outing at Montezuma. The team, since we had last caught up with them, also ran last Saturday at the Wartburg Invitational Meet. That's always a big event over there in Waverly. South Tama had, let's see here, 5, 6, 7, 8 runners, 8 high school runners competing in total. There were 2 different kind of there was a gold and a black high school boys and girls race. Divisions. South Tama competed in the orange division, and on the varsity orange side, Barrett-Jacina finished in 4th place overall. He had a time of 16:43.3. And Giovanni Perez finished in 76th. Jerome Capeu finished in 89th. Brady Jacina finished in 103rd. And Logan Richards finished in 145th place. South Tama had 3 girls competing in the JV girls race over at Wartburg. They included Java Gomez in 115th place, Sadie Capeu in 117th, and in 148th place, Livia Smith were the runners in the JV girls at Wartburg. Next up for South Tama Cross Country, they have a couple of days off, and then on Thursday is their conference meet. So the postseason rhythm starts to get into gear here with conference and then district qualifiers, and then the state tournament the following week at the end of the month. So on Thursday, October 17, South Tama will travel to Marion to compete in the WAMAC conference meet. Start time there is 4 p.m., and that's going to be at the Antioch Christian Church. It's on the eastern side of Marion. So if you're looking to go cheer on the Trojans, don't head to the high school. Make sure to look up the Antioch Christian Church as the starting line for that competition. All right, looking down here, we're going to talk a little week 6 for you here.
Okay. Freshman game is just concluded. South Tama freshman game.
All right.
They win again. Trojans of South Tama over the Fairfield Trojans, 24-12. Final score. So another win.
Congrats to the Frosh team, having a great year and getting themselves kind of together as a unit, and they're going to be needed, leaned on quite a bit. A lot of these kids, especially the sophomores, moving up into the varsity ranks next year. So let's look back at Week 6, and it was a pretty exciting week around the state. The Class 3A District 5 had some competitive games. Benton Community got a 1-point win over Solon. That was kind of the stunner after I got home and took a look at things last Friday night. Benton stunned top-ranked Solon with a dramatic 66-yard touchdown pass from Carson Nolan to Logan Upaw that secured a 21-20 victory with just a minute 10 left in the game. Benton relied on their ground game, led by Dylan Lefevre, who rushed for 149 yards and 2 touchdowns, but Nolan's late-game heroics sealed the upset for the Bobcats. Solon had taken a 20-14 lead late in the fourth quarter, but Benton responded with a game-winning play to hand Solon its first loss of the season, and Solon they've been beating some good teams as well.
That was a back-and-forth ball game.
Yeah.
Solon scored late, as you mentioned, then Benton Community hit on the big pass play to win that game. So, yeah, that was a game that went back and forth. Teams traded the lead in that game. Good matchup, and you got coming up some other key matchups tonight.
Yeah, well, Williamsburg had, we'll talk week 7 here a little bit later in the pregame, but Williamsburg had Fairfield last week, and it was a big win for the Raiders, as you might expect. The final score is 54-12. Third-ranked Williamsburg dominated the Trojans with a powerful first half surge, leading 41-0 by halftime. That sounds pretty familiar if you were at the South Tama Williamsburg game a couple of weeks ago, and finished with a win of, like I said, 54-12. Fairfield's offense struggled early, but senior Luke Conzold provided a spark in the second half with 2 touchdowns that got that 12 points on the board, and he totaled 125 yards. Despite Conzold's effort, Williamsburg offense was just too much for the Trojans. They dropped to 1-5. Looking at Roland Story last week, they have kind of hovered at the bottom of the 2A rankings. I think they're still around 9 or 10, somewhere in there. And they defeated Greene County last week. 34-6 was the final score there. And they had a strong rushing game, ground game that really got things going for them. Ben Mazik led the way with 170 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, while quarterback Sam Knoll added 109 rushing yards and a score, also contributing a fake punt pass and a 43-yard touchdown run that came from quarterback Sam Knoll. Despite Greene County cutting the lead to 20-6 early in the third, Roland Story's defense held firm, and the Norsemen sealed the game with a late 55-yard touchdown run from Mazik. Charles City last week lost to Humboldt, a ranked Humboldt team. 42-0 was the final for Charles City. Knoxville got shut out as well in Week 6. They had Nevada, and the final score there was 49-0. Nevada dominated the Panthers, building a 35-0 lead by halftime as the Panthers struggled with field position and offensive production. Knoxville's offense was limited to just 88 total yards. Quarterback Brendan Woolsey was sacked 6 times, while Kobe Higginbotham led the team with 42 receiving yards and 34 rushing yards. Nevada's defense stifled the Panthers, and the Panthers now sit at 3-3 overall and are 0-2 in district play. Center Point Urbana last week, they lost to West Delaware. 49-6 was the final. West Delaware blew out the Pointers on homecoming with a relentless offense that accumulated 153 rushing yards, 233 passing yards. Quarterback Brent Yankovic led the way with 3 total touchdowns, including 2 on the ground, while McCoy Rawling and Jack Cantwell each added rushing scores. The Hawk defense held CPU to just 143 total yards, securing their 4th win of the season as West Delaware heads into their next matchup against Dubuque Wahlert. That'll be a big one. Wahlert has been ranked for pretty much the whole season this year. North Tama up to our north defeated North Butler last week. 28-6 was the final. North Tama set the tone early. They had a 57-yard touchdown pass from Colt Kanak to Josh Dostal on the first play, propelling the Redhawks to a 28-6 win over North Butler. A hook and ladder play in the second quarter extended North Tama's lead to 16-6, and their defense held North Butler scoreless in the second half, while adding 2 more touchdowns. Despite a defensive score by North Butler, North Tama's balanced attack secured the win in the district matchup. Elsewhere around Tama County, we've got a marching band right behind us. I don't know if that's bleeding in too much to our microphone here. Yeah, they're right there.
I'm a marching band guy, by the way. I love marching bands.
I do too. Yeah, they sound good. They do. Gladbrook-Rhinebeck defeated BGM 48-6. Meskwaki Settlement lost to Tripola 59-8. GMG lost to Clarksville 42-12. Union Community got a win, a close one, but they defeated Jessup 27-20. Grundy Center, as you might imagine, stayed perfect, and they shut out a ranked South Hardin team. 35-0 was the final against the South Hardin Tigers, and they are rolling behind a really talented quarterback, Judd Jarofsky, over there in Grundy Center, and they'll be, as always, a team to watch come postseason time. Belle Plaine took a loss, a close one, to Montezuma, and they have since fallen out of the rankings. 28-24 was the final last week against Montezuma.
But both teams are in the playoffs in 8-player. Montezuma and
Belle
so
they locked that
will
already.
Be locked up, yeah. And
there you go.
BGM, that was a non-district game last week.
Okay.
With a couple of wins, they'll be another qualifier in that district too.
Okay,
but
good to know.
Montezuma and Belle Plaine have qualified for the 8-player playoffs, which start on the final regular season night of
week
us.
9.
Yes, right.
Yep. Marshalltown last week they have not won a game yet this season. They lost to Waterloo West 44-17. It was their homecoming game, and it was spoiled by 7 turnovers. And the Wahawks capitalized on Marshalltown's mistakes, scoring 31 points off of those turnovers, including a 99-yard touchdown return and a fumble return for touchdowns by Detson McCurran. Despite a 61-yard touchdown run from Tyler England and flashes of some decent defensive play, Marshalltown just couldn't recover from those setbacks, and now they've got a road game tonight against the talented Ames Cyclone team. East Marshall last week lost to Hudson 21-7. Hudson jumped out to a 21-0 lead by halftime and held off East Marshall for a District 4 win. East Marshall's Jake Farrington scored the Mustangs' lone touchdown, but Hudson's quarterback Kyan Kryl was the star with 181 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 156 rushing yards. West Marshall got a win against Iowa Falls Alden, 37-12. BCLUW defeated Martinsdale St. Mary's Catholic 59-28. Madrid defeated Central Decatur 49-0 was the final there. Madrid ran through Central Decatur and led by quarterback Preston Wicker, who threw for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns while rushing for 106 yards and 3 scores. Emerson Bridgewater contributed in the receiving game and on special teams, catching 2 passes for 66 yards and making 5 of 6 PAT kicks. Easton Halverson added 88 rushing yards, while Lauren Velke and Jevin Severson each scored receiving touchdowns. The Madrid Tigers are 4-2 on the season and are undefeated in district play and sit atop their Class A district standings. They'll be on the road to face North Mahaska tonight in Week 7. So that's a look at what happened last week. Here a little bit later in the Trojan Country pregame, we'll talk what's happening this week in Week 7 and go through some matchups of note around the district, around our region, and some top matchups around the state as well. There's some ranked matchups happening in district play, and we'll get to those in a bit. We're going to take a break. We will be right back here on Trojan Country. Thanks for being with us.
Okay. 6:50.
Welcome back, live from Fairfield, Iowa. It's Trojan Country on Week 7 of the Iowa High School football season. South Tama on the road to take on the Trojans of Fairfield. It's the Trojan Bowl tonight. We had one last year. These teams have seen each other a few times, but in very long increments. I was looking back through their historical matchups. I believe Fairfield leading South Tama all time 7-5, something like that. And dating back to 1977.
A playoff game.
The playoff game.
We were in the press box here, or one of the press boxes here, and they have these little posters and frames, and one of the posters was from 1977, and it said, it had the Fairfield schedule and the games, and then it said, good luck in your playoff game versus South Tama. So we looked back at that, and Fairfield won that 1977 game 9-0. That was a playoff game. That was back when we had conferences. Fairfield was in the Southeast 7 at the time, and South Tama was probably in the old Central Iowa Conference with Grinnell and maybe Indianola,
Sadell, maybe,
right. Marshalltown might have been in that too at that time.
So it's interesting. We're up on the home side of the field, and we're actually between two different press boxes that they have in kind of their press box unit here, and they've got a really nice
facility.
They've got some historical, their old trophies and pictures, and they've kind of got a little clubhouse feel in their two press boxes up here. So it's been always fun to kind of check out what each school is doing as you go and visit different places.
Yeah, you see something new, different all the time, something neat. Those old, they've got other posters in there from other years.
Yeah.
They even got a news story from 1931 out of the Des Moines Register. I was reading some of that stuff tonight. Drake was playing Grinnell in college football, Grinnell College, 1931.
Yeah, wow. All right, let's talk a little volleyball. South Tama had an exciting week of volleyball on Tuesday. They had senior night. Or excuse me, no, it was Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday of this week, senior night for the Trojans, and they got a win against Benton Community, the first time since 2013 that South Tama volleyball has gotten a win against the Benton Bobcats. It broke a 23-match losing streak, and 24-match losing streak dating back to 2013, and was a 3-1 win at home on senior night. South Tama volleyball sits 12-18 overall with a 2-3 conference record. They've got wins against Benton and Vinton-Schellsburg. The Trojans celebrated 8 seniors that night, including Macy Welsh, Kaylee Brown, Jeanette Cervantes, 3 of their captains, along with Claire Carney, Maddie Weiss, Hannah Houghton, Edie Warner, and Skyla Beck. And all of them played and contributed in that game. Hannah Houghton, as a matter of fact, had a walking boot on her left ankle and got into serve. She said after the game that she thought she was just going in one time to serve at the beginning of the game since it was senior night. But her serve looked pretty good, and they kept her out there, and she was in there. She didn't rotate in throughout each set, but she was in to start at the beginning of set 1, 2, 3, and 4. Got an ace with the boot on. Had to play a volley a couple of times too, so it wasn't like she made one serve and then rotated back out. She had to do a little work on the boot, and she looked pretty good. So hats off to Hannah Houghton as she's getting creative there, nursing a foot injury, and hopefully she's able to come back healthy this coming week, as South Tama will have their WAMAC tournament. So a couple of WAMAC tournaments coming up next week on Thursday, both in Marion, as a matter of fact. The high school will host the volleyball tournament. That starts at 4 o'clock, and then the Antioch Christian Church will host the cross-country meet over there east of town.
Marion's been doing that. I think they played in 2 different gyms, pool play.
Right. Yeah. Jeanette Cervantes in that matchup against Benton Community, she had a killer night on offense, scoring 20 kills and a team-high 8 aces. Sophomore Paisley Bro had a really nice night in the front corner as well. She was right behind her teammate, finishing with 18 kills. Libero Kaylee Brown paced the team with 18 digs, while setter Skyla Beck totaled 17 digs and 31 assists. She was out there the whole night and was looking sharp as well. Macy Welsh had a solid night at the service line, going 17 of 17 in successful serves while dropping in 5 aces. Maddie Weiss and Hannah Houghton each contributed 2 aces, while Houghton, as we said, doing so in the protected walking boot. The Trojans will have the weekend off, and then we'll head to Marion next Thursday to compete in the WAMAC tournament. After that, they will look ahead to Tuesday, October 22. That will be the first round of the Class 3A regional playoffs. South Tama, it was just announced a couple of nights ago that they will head to Centerpoint Urbana and take on the Storm & Pointers. Storm & Pointers have been kind of in the middle. I would say in the lower part of the top tier, if you want to get really specific with things. But they got a win early against Clear Creek Amana, who's since risen in the Class 4A rankings. CCA has graduated, several key contributors from their state tournament team last year. But a really nice win from CPU. They've been competitive, and it'll be fun to see if South Tama can kind of keep things rolling, get some of their players healthy this week as they have a little bit of time off before the WAMAC tournament. And then some more time off after that. You know, they do have, a good bit of time from next Thursday, which I think is the 17th, going down to the 22nd. So we'll be with you for that one. So we'll bring you that game live from Center Point on Tuesday, October 22. So that's what's happening with the volleyball team, and we'll wish them best of luck coming up next week. We're going to take a break here on Trojan Country, and when we get back, we're going to talk Week 7 matchups tonight across the area and across the district. Thanks for being with us here on Trojan Country. We'll be back after this.
Meet Tommy Hexter, a fresh voice ready to represent Iowa House District 53. Born and raised with values rooted in hard work, Tommy knows what it means to roll up his sleeves and get things done. At just 24, he's already built a record of service and dedication to rural communities. Tommy believes in running our government like a responsible business, reinvesting in what matters most, our people. He's standing up for public education because our kids deserve the same top-notch learning experience Iowa was once known for. He's fighting for small businesses and family farms to keep more money right here in our communities and to challenge the big corporations that want to take over. And most importantly, Tommy is committed to ensuring everyone has access to good food, healthcare, and housing, because no one should be left behind. This November 5th, vote for Tommy Hexter, the candidate who's not just another politician, but someone who truly cares about our future. Join us in making sure Iowa remains the fields of opportunity for all. Paid for by Tommy Hexter for Iowa.
Welcome back live from Fairfield, Iowa. It's Week 7 of the Iowa High School football season. I'm Darvin Graham, joined by my co-host tonight, Jeff Beyer. And we are getting ready for the kickoff here. Just under 30 minutes to go as we get warmed up on the field. South Tama taking on the Fairfield Trojans tonight in district play. We're going to jump through some of our matchups that are around the district, around our region, and some notable matchups we'll try to be keeping an eye out for this evening and get some score updates your way throughout tonight's game. In district play, another ranked matchup. We've been rife with ranked opponents.
We'll have this the rest of the season.
We will,
by the way,
yeah.
Yes.
Class 3A number 6, Williamsburg, and this is the Des Moines Register rankings. 3A number 6, Williamsburg taking on 3A number 3, Solon tonight. This is a big one, with Solon taking a loss last week to Benton Community. You would think that their strength of schedule and their other wins would probably get them, through. If they lost to district, they weren't the runner-up and could still get in on RPI. But they, have got one loss, so they're kind of less in the driver's seat than they were before. 3A number 9, Benton, with the win against Solon last week, they jump into the rankings for the Des Moines Register, and they're taking on Grinnell tonight. At Benton is the location for that
Benton
one.
and Williamsburg tied. Grinnell and Solon with 1-1.
Yeah.
So you're going to have one of two things. You're going to have separation or you're going to have tightening.
Yeah.
One of the two. You may have a little bit of both. But this is the way this district is going to be the last 3 weeks.
One of the most.
You're going to have at least a big game somewhere.
I would say probably the most competitive district in Class 3A. And last year, 3 teams out of our district made it into the playoffs. So that means somebody's going to be left on the outside looking in. I believe looking through the RPI rankings, and we'll go through those a little bit later too. But looking through the RPI rankings, they've got Benton, because of their early season losses, ranked quite a bit below. I think around 16 out of the Class 3A group. Looking through some of the non-district opponents for South Tama that we've faced earlier in the season, 2A number 10, Roland Story tonight, is hosting Des Moines Christian. Charles City is traveling to Webster City. Knoxville traveling down to Creston tonight. Centerpoint Urbana will be on the road to Central DeWitt. In the Tama County region, North Tama tonight in Week 7 will travel to South Winneshiek for their next contest. Gladbrook-Rhinebeck, meanwhile, will travel to Clarksville. Union Community, the Knights, will be on the road to Vinton-Shellsburg. GMG will host Meskwaki Settlement tonight. Belle Plaine, meanwhile, will host Twin Cedars. BGM has Melcher Dallas in Week 7. That'll be at home for the Bears. Grundy Center on the road to Alburnett tonight. That'll be, I'm sure the Alburnett Pirates are keyed up for that one, with an undefeated Grundy Center coming their way. And I believe they're an above 500 team, Alburnett, if I recall. Marshalltown on the road to Ames in Week 7. East Marshall hosting Columbus Catholic. West Marshall has to play 2A number 3 ranked Prairie City Monroe, but they do get them at home. So we'll see. That'll be interesting to see, kind of if West Marshall can stay competitive against a pretty talented PCM team. BCLUW, meanwhile, hosts Wapsie Valley in Class A. 8-player number 6, Iowa Valley. Not too far away, down in Marengo. Yep. Haven't been thinking about them too much this year. I looked at the rankings and I'm like, holy cow, they've jumped up there.
They've also qualified for the 8-player playoffs.
They have, yeah.
Yep. They're leading that division.
A good contingent in the southern portion just below Tama County there. They have, so Iowa Valley tonight has HLV. They're undefeated, 6-0 is their record. They've got a sophomore quarterback, Nolan Kriegel. He currently leads the state in total touchdowns, not Class 8, the state, with 38 total touchdowns, but 24 of those have come on the ground. So he's doing a lot of running for Iowa Valley.
Yeah, good all-around player.
Class 8, number 10 ranked Montezuma. We talked about them earlier. They have Baxter tonight at home. Other notable games around the state of Iowa. Class 1A, number 4 OAB CIG, and you'll recognize that acronym from the Cooper DeJean and the DeJean family legacy from the Iowa Hawkeyes roster. He's got a younger brother, Cooper, who just got drafted into the NFL last year. Hawkeye legend at this point. His younger brother, sophomore Jax DeJean, is a 6'4" receiver, defensive back. He's a 4-star recruit for the OAB CIG Falcons. As we said, he's the younger brother of Cooper DeJean. So OAB CIG has Hinton tonight. I believe Hinton's a above 500 team. 5A number 8, Iowa City Liberty versus Ankeny tonight. That'll be at Iowa City. And number 3, ranked in Class 5A, Valley will host Waterloo West. Waterloo West is, I think, maybe a one-loss team this year, so they're looking pretty good, but they're going to be, having a pretty tough task against Valley tonight. 5A number 5, Ankeny Centennial will host Des Moines Roosevelt in Ankeny. Nevada will travel to Harlan tonight in Week 7. Class 4A number 10 ranked Newton, they've made their way into the rankings. They host Carlisle tonight. 4A number 8, Xavier Catholic will travel to Oskaloosa for their next contest. 4A number 1, Lewis Central, meanwhile, will travel to Winterset. Marion will host 4A number 5, Decorah. That'll be a tough one for Marion. Clear Creek Amana and the WAMAC will host Class 4A number 9, North Scott. Class 4A number 4, ADM, will travel to Ballard. Class 3A number 5, Sergeant Bluff Luton will host Carroll. Sadell has 5th ranked Kemper Catholic on the road tonight. 4A number 2 ranked North Polk will go to Indianola. West Delaware will host 2nd ranked Wahlert Catholic. Independence will face off against Macokota tonight. Madrid, as we said, will travel to North Mahaska. A ranked matchup in the 8-player standings. Number 9 Woodbine is traveling to number 1 Remsen St. Mary's Catholic in Remsen, Iowa tonight. And another ranked matchup in Class A, number 8 Woodbury Central taking on number 10 Tri-Center. So those are some matchups we'll be keeping an eye on, and should be a fun night of football.
And as we were driving down here to Fairfield, we got to Pekin and Packwood, and we saw some signs it might be homecoming. I mentioned. Well, it is homecoming at Pekin. They're hosting Wapello tonight. So my Sean Spencer psychic detective, got me up. It's homecoming there. So.
All right, coming up in just a moment, we are going to have an interview with South Tama players Garrett Sermon and Michael Henry. Before we jump to that, though, we would be remiss if we did not take a moment and remember the life of South Tama legend Mark Fetter, who passed away recently. Mark Fetter was a standout football player for South Tama, excelling as both a running back and linebacker, particularly in the South Tama 1970 and 1971 teams. Fetter also played semi-pro football after graduation, scored the first American touchdown on European soil in Versailles, France in 1977. Fetter graduated from South Tama High School in 1972, later from the University of Iowa. He was regarded by many as the best football player in the state of Iowa in 1971 in the high school rankings, leading South Tama to an undefeated season his senior year. Fetter was a 2-time All-State selection as a high school football player, averaging 7.8 yards per carry over his final 2 seasons, including the undefeated 8-0 campaign he and the team achieved in his senior year. He was recruited by Iowa, where he lettered for 3 seasons, started for 2, and rushed for over 1,000 yards for the Iowa Hawkeyes. It was interesting. I knew he played for Iowa, but I hadn't really looked at those teams. It was really interesting to see he played with Dan McCarney. He played with Jim Caldwell, who went on to be a famed coach, and then his running back coach was Dennis Green, who had his own legacy in the NFL as well.
And those were the lean years too. And people tend to forget that. Of course, Mark Fetter, John Lazar, also from South Tama, played for Iowa a little bit later on in the mid-'70s. And again, our thoughts and our prayers are with the Mark Fetter family.
And so the photo that you see here is Mark when he was inducted to the Iowa High School Athletic Hall of Fame in 2018, joining a group up there. So we do, thoughts and prayers out to the Fetter family and those mourning his loss. And so, we're thinking about him as we're on the football field here tonight with South Tama. We will be back in just a moment, and we will get into our interview with South Tama's Garrett Sermon and Michael Henry after this. Thanks for being with us here on Trojan Country. Trojan Country would like to say thank you to all of our local fall season sponsors. They include Gary Bock State Farm, Iowa Premium, MercyCare Tama, Stein-Hrabak Floor Coverings, Hrabak Lumber, Medicap Pharmacy, TFD Photo and Film, Kruse-Phillips Funeral Home, Marquess and Hoyer Law Office, Tommy Hexter for Iowa, S&S Car Wash, Darling Ingredients, The Pump, Scharnweber's, Eric H. Media, Assured Partners Insurance, State Bank of Toledo, and Appraisal and Real Estate Services. Trojan Country would like to say thank you to all of our local fall season sponsors. They include Gary Bock State Farm, Iowa Premium, MercyCare Tama, Stein-Hrabak Floor Coverings, Hrabak Lumber, Medicap Pharmacy, TFD Photo and Film, Kruse-Phillips Funeral Home, Marquess and Hoyer Law Office, Tommy Hexter for Iowa, S&S Car Wash, Darling Ingredients, The Pump, Scharnweber's, Eric H. Media, Assured Partners Insurance, State Bank of Toledo, and Appraisal and Real Estate Services.
What year did Mark Fetter graduate South Tama High School? Was it 72?
I don't remember off the top of my
Don't
head.
worry about it.
I think it's 72, yeah.
Okay.
Why is that interview not playing? We're getting ready for week 7 here on Trojan Country, and STC's football team is just wrapping up practice. I've got a couple of our varsity football players with us. We got Garrett Sermon, Michael Henry. Gentlemen, how are you feeling this evening after a night of practice?
I'm feeling good.
Feeling good.
So tell me first your grade and then your positions for the football team.
I'm a junior, and I play middle linebacker and fullback.
I'm a sophomore. I play wingback and safety.
Awesome. So let's start first. Let's talk a little bit about the Grinnell game. You guys were both you've been involved in this varsity lineup all season. What were some of your thoughts and takeaways from that Grinnell game? Another tough loss for the team. Just some thoughts and takeaways from your perspective.
I thought we did good in the second half, but we could have really picked it up in the first half and kept the game closer.
Yeah, in the first half, just need to wrap up and just finish the tackles, and the second half we did a lot better.
Sure. Talking about your positions, as you're both kind of first year really getting into the varsity side of things, how has it felt playing in your positions on either side of the ball? Has there been challenges? Has it been difficult in a way that you haven't experienced, or any surprises about the positions that you're playing this year?
It's a lot harder than it has been in the past. A lot of the blockers that come at you are a lot bigger than they used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, just JV is a lot less bigger people, and varsity they're just huge and block.
How has it been, Michael, for you doing some special teams as well as offense and defense? Do you have, is it kind of require a different skill set to do the return work? How is that balancing working on all the other stuff that you got to do during the week?
I mean, yeah, it's tough, but I just get them done and just keep practicing and get better.
Sure thing. What's a personal goal that you have for yourself this season? Maybe something you thought about early on before the season started, or something you're working on towards in the last few weeks here?
My goal is just, get better as a team. Just don't stay in one spot. We just keep on getting better. It doesn't matter about the score. We're just trying to get better and learn.
Yep. Garrett, how about you?
I feel like our team, I just want to win one game, and for me, I want to finish the season with over 50 tackles.
All right. What does being a part of this football team mean to you personally? However you want to take that.
I think it's a big thing. I mean, football here is pretty big, and I'm just glad to be a part of the team and be starting on varsity.
I enjoy being part of the family that we kind of have here.
Sure.
We've been playing since we were little. I started playing 6th grade. I've played with him almost every year.
Nice.
And I really enjoy it.
Good deal. Who among the team, could be players or coaches, adults, whoever, who's been a supportive person on the team for you individually, and how have they helped you throughout this season or this school year?
For me, I would say it'd be Dorn. He's, you make a bad play on defense or something, he's like, keep your head up, you get it next time, and just doing your job.
Yeah.
For me, it'd be either Kinzer Jeanette or Kyle Youngbear. They're always trying to keep our heads up whenever we do something bad.
Yeah. What's something you're looking forward to this school year besides the football season?
Just staying together as a family. I mean, this football team, so we could just keep gaining off this season and just getting better.
Yeah.
I'm excited to play on some other sports with the other guys on this team and get to enjoy those sports along with them and get enacted into National Honor Society.
Awesome. What's your favorite class or subject so far this year, and why? What's fun about it?
I would say mine is health. I mean, there's a lot of things I did not know that I'm starting to know now.
Yeah.
So I think that's one.
I'd probably have to say statistics. I really enjoy math, and I like that class.
Nice. When you're not playing football, when you're not doing schoolwork, which is a lot, in the course of a week, how do you like to relax after a busy week? Maybe some free time on the weekend or on the evenings.
I'd say mine is probably just watching NFL games and college games, just to see what I could get better off of from there.
Sure.
I like working on my truck and watching A&M play.
All right. So you're an A&M fan, Michael. What do you have a college team? Do you have a pro team?
Just Iowa.
Okay. And what kind of truck do you have? Let's hear a little bit about the truck.
It's a 1992 Ford F-250.
All right. How about it's Halloween season, so we're getting to trick-or-treating time. What's a favorite Halloween candy for either of you?
I would say Skittles.
Twizzlers.
All right. I almost said Skizzlers. We won't go there. What do you enjoy most about game days?
I would say just the environment in the locker room before the game. I mean, just getting hyped and the songs and just the environment.
Yeah.
Getting to hit people.
Fair enough, the physical aspect of the game. Okay, we've got Fairfield coming up. You guys got Fairfield coming up on Friday, tomorrow night. What are some of the maybe keys to victory for South Tama, or things that you're hoping to work on? What are some things you guys are thinking about going into tomorrow's game?
What we're looking forward is just, getting our blocking down, everyone doing our jobs together, and just trying to get a dub.
Our offense really needs to start up on a really good drive to keep the energy going, and then our defense needs to step in and get him into a 3-and-out.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Best of luck tomorrow night at Fairfield, and we'll be rooting for you.
Thanks.
It's time for Coach's Corner here on Trojan Country. I'm joined by our STC head football coach, Nate Doran. Another beautiful night of practice, Thursday night for you guys. How's things feeling getting ready for Fairfield?
Good. I mean, it's as good as it could be. We got 100%, everybody's healthy. I thought we had a pretty good focus practice this week. We split it up a little bit and got a little more efficient with our practice and kind of focused on little things at a time. And I think that made it easier for us to get done and get done the right things.
All right, let's rewind the tape to Grinnell. Last week, you guys go over there, but the final score ends up 45-7, a tough night out for you guys. What were just some immediate takeaways as you guys were kind of coming home that night, thinking through things on Saturday? What were some of the takeaways from that game?
Biggest thing is we just got to get better. I to be honest, as a coach in that situation, we told it to the kids too, it felt like we kind of took a step back that week. And I mean, I'm not taking anything from the kids. I know they're prepared and they all want to do well, but it just seemed like we went in there and we just kind of were a little timid against them guys. And, their line was big versus our smaller line, and they just kind of got after it. And rather than fighting back, it seemed like we just kind of took it. We had a good talk with them at halftime. We came out with a different little attitude, and then finally we kind of got things going a little bit. And obviously we had a good drive there at the end to get things going. But again, the kids, sometimes it's a slower start, but they never quit. They don't quit on us. And as coaches, that's all I can ask for.
Looking kind of through the offensive stat line, South Tama really had trouble getting going in the passing game. Cody was able to get some receptions together, but his total passing numbers were pretty limited, and the run game struggled as well. Was there anything that Grinnell was doing in particular that was maybe different that you saw from previous weeks? Anything they were kind of doing that was really having a hard time with you guys?
No, I mean, Grinnell was just doing what they're supposed to do. They did their job, and that's exactly what it was. And I think our situation, if we watch film, there's blocks that were missed. Routes might have been ran a little shallower or not as deep as they should have been. Maybe we weren't holding our block as long as we could, or maybe we blocked the wrong guy and left another guy open. Grinnell did their job, and we just kind of didn't do our job as best we can do. And, that's something we can do and we can fix, and that's what we're going to do, and that's what we did this week.
And then kind of looking down the defensive side, Garrett Sermon, the junior linebacker, had led you guys in tackles. He had 10 tackles in total, got a fumble recovery. How is he looking as he's progressing in his junior year in that linebacker position?
Eric's getting better. I mean, Garrett's getting so much better. He's one of those guys that we just didn't know where he was going to be his sophomore year, and then over the summer, it looks like he grew like 4 inches, and he kind of turned into a little man there. He does everything. He asks the right questions. He shows up. He's a yes sir guy. He's going to give us 100% when he can. There's some things he's just not capable of, but he's going to work his butt off for the things he can do. He saved us. We had a good drive there, had a fumble, and Garrett's the one that came and went and got it. So I mean, those are things like that. He saved the drive for us. He was an opportunity. We kind of was between him and Eric Medina for the player of the week that week. We ended up going with Eric just for a different that. But Garrett's right there, and I'm very fortunate to have him on the team.
Yeah, and then so let's talk about Eric here a little bit before we move on. He gets the touchdown for South Tama. You guys in the fourth quarter. What are some of his improvements that you've seen from him as he's managing all the different roles that he's got with this team?
Biggest thing is Eric. He kind of started off. He kind of had that. I'm kind of better than the team type situation type of guy. He's got a lot of talent and a lot of ability. I think we've kind of understood that he's got to be part of the team. He's got to play his role. And once he does that, he does a fantastic job. He's got a lot of ability, and he's one of those players that you got to keep an eye on because, man, he could do some great things. We just got to get him to believe it and get him to go 100% at all times because he's a gamer. He's one of those guys that he'll show up to a game and you know exactly what he's capable of, and it's fun to watch at times.
Yeah. For the second week in a row here, we've seen junior Tanner Large come in later into the game and get some reps at quarterback on the varsity side. Thoughts about Tanner as he's kind of progressing into a quarterback role, now a couple of weeks of opportunity to look at him at that position?
Yeah, Tanner's not a stranger to the quarterback. He played it his freshman year. He ended up playing there. He played quite a bit last year as a sophomore. And then this year he's been our backup most of the year. Cody, again, with the offense we were going to use, we needed a running back style quarterback. Cody stepped right in that place. Tanner, is more the thrower, which is now we're going to do a little different thing. So we're going to try to mix it up a little bit. Yeah. And Tanner's going to be able to use his strengths. Tanner's a very, very smart football player. And like I said before, Tanner's one of those kids, he might not have all the speed and all the size, but he gets away with most of it with his brain. He's a smart kid. He's mentally strong, and he understands this game.
So if we're going to see maybe a little more situations where you're going to run Cody in a running back position, what does his skill set bring to the offense? Is there anything different that he kind of brings to the run game with him at that running back position as opposed to quarterback?
Yeah. Oh, it's natural to him.
Yeah.
So he gets right back where he was. Practice with him in the backfield this week. He's still running back to us in our base, but with the score and other things we do, with him being back there, it's that much quicker. His instincts are still there. He knows what he's doing, and he's just natural there. So I mean, it's almost like he got reborn. It's like we told him that, and his eyes perked up. He's like, yeah, that's where I fit, and that's what I like. And not taking away from his quarterback position because he's our leader. The kid stuck up and done everything for us. So this is just something new that we're going to try this week.
All right. So let's look ahead to Fairfield. They're a team that has got one win on the season, but kind of looking down their resume, they've got some close games that they came out on the losing end of. What is some of the game plan for this Fairfield team? How are you thinking about this matchup coming into Friday?
We have to match their physicality and their toughness, and they play sound. I mean, defensively, everybody has their job. They show you different fronts. It could be in a 3, could be in a 4, could be 06, could be a 5. So they mix it up really well. They got linebacker number 11. I believe he's a sophomore. He is everywhere. He's a guy that we're going to have to know where he's at on the field on defense. And then offense, he's the fullback. He does a great job of running the ball well. They got number 3 and 24. They do a great job. A quarterback that understands his role. And then their lineman block. Their thing is they're very sound. The running back, if he's not getting the ball and his job is to carry out the fake, he does a great job of that. Linemen hold their blocks very well. They've been in a lot of good games because they're sound football and they don't make very many mistakes.
Okay. So one last thing for you here. Practice captain for this week. Who is that, and what did that player do to kind of earn that honor this week?
Yeah, we gave that to Kyle Youngbear. He's a sophomore playing for us. Seems like he's been still playing with us forever already.
Yeah.
He played quite a bit at the end of the year as a freshman. He's just a go kid. He's your old throwback school football player. You know, he kind of cut from the same cloth as me. I played with his dad in high school, which I have several visions of him, and what Kyle does are very similar. So it's fun to watch, and it's almost nostalgic a little bit.
Right.
Kyle gives you everything. This week we kind of put him in a different situation, gave him a little more freedom without having to worry about the pass, and I think it's really opened him up, and he's been more aggressive on the run.
All right. Thanks a lot, Coach. Best of luck to you against Fairfield.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Welcome back live from Fairfield, Iowa. It is just about ready to be start of the Week 7 action here at Fairfield High School and Pearl Smith Field. Darvin Graham, Jeff Byer here with you as South Tama is going to receive the kick to start things off.
We'll give the starting offensive lineup for South Tama after the kickoff, and we'll do the same for Fairfield when they get the ball. It's going to be Allison to kick it off here. Zandrick Allison, do-it-all, kicker, and also running back.
Yeah, running back.
Tyrus Clegg is back for South Tama to receive the kick. Michael Henry will also be back there. Fairfield will be kicking off left to right as you watch it on the video. Thank you for being with us on Trojan Country for tonight's Fairfield South Tama football game. The Trojans versus the Trojans, so we'll try to say Fairfield and South Tama more than we do Trojans.
You got it.
So,
profile-wise, this Fairfield team looks very similar. As far as a lot of kids playing both ways, a core group that are contributing in multiple different positions.
You got a lot of sophomores. The quarterback is a sophomore.
Yep.
Allison, the kicker, and the running back, he's a sophomore. Yeah, they got about 3 or 4 guys who do it all, which is normal in high school football. Your best athlete is going to be your kicker.
Yeah.
Your punter. The quarterback is the punter.
So I think they're just waiting for the clock to run down here, 5 seconds or so, and then we'll be ready to kick things away.
But as we mentioned, we do have a change in the lineup to start anyway.
Yeah,
Tanner Large is going to
get the start at quarterback, and I think we're going to see both Tanner and Cody. Cody is going to start at a running back position. And all right, here we go. The kickoff from Allison, and we are underway.
Michael Henry at about the 12, 15, 20. 25, nice little return, about 15 yards. And South Tama will have it 1st and 10. Give us those offensive lineups here.
So at the quarterback, it'll be junior Tanner Large. At the wingback positions, number 25, Eric Medina, a sophomore. Number 3, senior captain Cody Blocker. And at the fullback, number 21, junior Garrett Sermon. At the wide receiver, it'll be captain senior Anthony Thompson, and then tight end Nick Upaw. At the front line, it'll be Drew Mellies, Wesley Hannes, center Anthony Viramontes, Kyle Youngbear, and Manuel Cervantes.
All righty, from the Maryland Eye, it's Blocker on the pitch. Tries the right side. Some running room.
Yeah, nice little start on first down.
Looked like Blocker carried the ball. The PA man said Clegg, but that was Blocker.
And they're bunched in there pretty good, so one's 5, one's 3. Could have been a mistake there.
Well, got close to 6 on the first down play, up to about the 33. We'll give him close to 6 for Blocker.
2nd and 5 for the Trojans.
Again, the Maryland Eye and Medina.
Right up the middle.
And short gain. Going to be 3rd and manageable, up to about 35. Got a couple. 3rd and 2, possession down to start this drive. We mentioned during the broadcast of South Tama football, get something positive to start. Get a first down, get a drive going here, and see what happens.
3rd and short for South Tama on their first set of their first drive.
Again, the Maryland Eye. Tanner Large is at quarterback. This is Blocker.
Hand off to Blocker. Got a little running room. First down and then some.
There you go.
Blocker all the way down to midfield.
Yep, something, again, we mentioned it, something positive.
We heard from Coach Van Dyke. Cody's eyes kind of popped when the coaches told him this week that they were going to slot him back in at running back. He's looking comfortable here in this first drive.
17 yards for Blocker on the run. Trojans of South Tama with a fresh 4 at the Fairfield 48.
Last time around, these two teams played it close when we hosted Fairfield, and Fairfield ended up winning it in the fourth quarter.
Fake this time. Tanner's going to go out there. He's got a man out there. Caught. Flag is down. Let's see.
Could it be pass interference? That's Anthony Thompson on the reception.
But which way is the offense? Which way is the interference here? I think it's going to be defensive interference.
Their teams are moving down that way.
Okay, great catch by
Anthony.
Anthony Thompson.
That's the best catch we've seen from him all season long.
Take the play. The ball will be at the 26 of Fairfield, 22 yards on the pass.
Penalty is defensive pass interference. So here comes South Tama now, knocking on the door of the red zone just outside the 25.
Penalty is declined. The play was 22 yards. The penalty would be 15. So we'll take the first down. That's the second first down here on the drive. Again, that Maryland
It's Blocker from the right side.
And he's got, 3 or 4 before being brought down. Host of Fairfield Trojans in on the play. I think they ran that play earlier. Blocker got about 3.
Second down and 7 on the 23-yard line for South Tama. Opening drive of this first quarter.
3 carries and 26 yards, so a good start here. Again, tight formation, Maryland I. Blocker tries the left side this time. A nice play there by McLean. Their linebacker, Calvin McLean, a junior, leads the team in tackles for losses. And that will be a tackle for loss of 1 on that play.
Sets it back. 3rd and 8 now on the 24. Trojans would love to get started out with some points on the board here on this first drive, especially after a couple of big plays.
Yep.
Good run from Blocker.
And a good pass, and now 4 down territory here. Nothing fancy so far, just runs and a
right down the middle
safe
to Thompson
pass.
there.
And now some movement in the line. Let's see who they're going to call it on here. Offsides on Fairfield. Good.
That helps out the Trojans.
Bet.
As South Tama will step it forward to the 19-yard line. Inside the red zone they go. With 9 minutes left on the clock in the first quarter, Trojans, South Tama have not. They've taken a little time off the clock here in this first drive.
Again, the Maryland I. Blocker needs a block. Gets into the secondary. Got the first down.
Cody Blocker looking like he's excited to be in that running back spot again tonight as he's hitting the line with some force.
Gain of 6 down to the 13-yard line. But again, the penalty helps out there.
It really does. Putting them
Blocker running with authority.
in a much more manageable in a goal line, almost a goal line sort of situation here, just outside the 10-yard line.
They're going to give him the 12. I'm going to give him the 12 too.
There you go.
Why not? Give him an extra yard.
So 2 receivers, Thompson to the far side.
They got 8 on the play clock here.
And Upaw will go back in, and they're going to kind of audible here, it looks like. Blocker out to the
timeout
near side, and timeout.
Yeah, the play clock was running down. So that's the first timeout of the half. They have 2 remaining.
All right, we'll be right back after this, as soon as we cut. Thank you to Eric H. Media, Eric Henry, and his new venture for their support of Trojan Country this year. They've been sharing highlight reels with us as he's been out and around at a few South Tama games. We just showed the highlight reel there that he's put together, some volleyball and football coverage from this season. So thanks to Eric. Make sure to check Eric H. Media out online and on socials.
8th play of the drive coming up here from the Maryland I. 1st and 10 from about the 12. Blocker, reversed it. Nick Upaw.
Nick
they throw
Upaw
the
into
pass
the end
into the end
zone.
zone. It's incomplete.
Incomplete. That was number 34 on the defense, Conrad Hellweg.
Anthony Thompson was the intended receiver. Little exotic there. Not a bad idea. The ball was dropped, but still Nick Upaw got it. Tried to throw that pass to Thompson, but falls incomplete. Second down and 10 from about the 12. Again, some jumping in the line.
Marcus Bear into the game at the fullback position. So right there, before the penalty, we saw Bear, Medina, and Blocker in that stack eye.
Second offside penalty. Well, it's second down and 5 yards to go. We'll take all the help you'll give us. I mean, that's Bear, Medina, and Blocker in the Maryland eye.
Pitch to Blocker through a lane.
Broke one tackle
into the 5.
Down about the 4. And it's going to be Blake Burnett among the Fairfield Trojans to make the tackle. The ball is at the 4, so a gain of 3. Blocker, I've got him for 35 yards on this opening drive.
Third and goal here, though, so an important down.
No, 3rd and 2.
Yeah, or 3rd and 2, yeah, excuse me. They're right in front of the, yep, you're right.
You can get a first down here if you don't score a touchdown. Again, it's Large, and he's living large. Touchdown, Trojans.
Quarterback
4-yarder.
Sneak for Tanner Large, and on his first drive starting the game, Tanner Large puts it in the end zone, and South Tama is going to take a lead here at Fairfield.
All right, 7:32 to go in the first quarter. And
Eric Medina is going to step back and get ready for the PAT.
All right, so that's a touchdown for the Trojans with 7:32 to play in the first quarter. South Tama. Medina will attempt the extra point. And now he's going to throw the ball.
Throw it into the end zone.
He's got him
caught.
in. It's
Extra
Henry.
point conversion
Michael
is
Henry.
good. Michael Henry.
Yep.
Touchdown, Trojans. So South Tama marching down the field here in Fairfield on their first drive. They start off with a nice-looking run for a first down from Cody Blocker. They punch it down the field. Tanner Large throwing it to Anthony Thompson for a 20. Was it 22 yards, Jeff?
22, yep.
22-yard reception that got them into Fairfield territory. Some more success from the run game, and then the touchdown quarterback keep from Large, and the extra or the 2-point conversion pass. Was that UPod?
10-play drive.
Okay.
For South Tama goes 73 yards. Yeah, UPod tried to throw that pass, was incomplete. So 35 and 70. Yep. Nice drive.
Great way for South Tama to start this one out.
Tanner Large on a 4-yard run, quarterback keep. And Medina will now kick it off, and South Tama leads here by a count of 8-0.
Medina to kick off as we've got just over 7.5 minutes to go, as Fairfield will get their first look, and we'll take a look at their starters here as they
you bet.
receive a low kick. It'll be just outside the 25-yard line.
All right. Let's go through quickly their offensive starting lineup. Voss Richardson is the quarterback, a sophomore. Zandrick Allison, a sophomore, running back. Luke Consul, a running back. Ethan Bisgard, running back and wide receiver. He's leading the team in receptions. Axel Starr is the tight end. Blake Burnett is a wide receiver. The left guard is Drew Smithberg. The left tackle, Landon Worley. The center, Landon Pilcher. The right tackle, Christian Rasmussen. The right tackle is Nolan Smith.
And here's a run play to start things off for Fairfield. Short gain on the play. Maybe 2 yards on the rush there.
Okay, so they start at the 26. And I'm not sure who carried the ball in that play. Jeanette was in there for South Tama to make the tackle. We'll give second down and 8 from the Fairfield 28 as they have their first offensive series of the ball game. 3.
So kind of a wishbone formation with 2 on either side of Richardson, but there's a big run play down the middle. Luke Consul almost breaks through, but will finally be tackled. That was Tyrus Clegg running down Consul near the 47-yard line. But South Tama
25 yards on that run. So Fairfield into South Tama territory with their first offensive series of the game. 8-0 South Tama with the lead again. 3 running backs. Consul again broke 1 tackle and then broke another tackle, and he's off to the races. Breaking tackles. Luke Consul will go all the way for a Fairfield touchdown.
So we got a bit of a barn burner here in the first quarter as both teams get in the end zone. Luke Consul, the ball carrier, he kind of did it all on that drive as he gets the first rush into South Tama territory and breaks through for the touchdown run just a moment ago. It'll be Zandrick Allison to attempt the PAT, or they might go for 2 here.
Well, they're lining up to kick it, it looks like.
There you
so
go.
A touchdown for Fairfield. They score quickly, 6:24 to go, so not much time off the clock on the drive.
PAT is up, and it's no good. It bounces off the upright.
Consul with his 7th touchdown of the year.
It will make it 8-6. South Tama maintaining a 2-point lead after a quick strike there by the Fairfield offense. They stay on the ground. It's Luke Consul, 2 big rushes, and a breakaway touchdown run will keep South Tama thinking here as they get ready for their next drive.
A 3-play drive, 74 yards. Consul with all of them. So a quick strike there for the Fairfield Trojans. But South Tama retains the lead with the missed extra point at 8-6.
6:24 left to go. South Tama will receive. And how do you kind of, get yourself mentally ready here? Trojans have not been in this position yet this season where they come out and get an early touchdown and have to play with a lead. Obviously, that's not a bad thing in any sort of way, but a different kind of game script that they have encountered so far this season. So some focus required here. We'll see if they can respond.
Benton Community leading Grinnell in the first quarter. 5 minutes to go. 7-0 Bobcats leading the Tigers there. And GMG was leading Meskwaki 14-0 in the first quarter. Allison to kick it off. Michael Henry at the 15.
He's going to pick it up and run with it. Gets to the
No,
25.
That's Clegg, pardon me. 40.
Clegg making his way through tacklers to the 50. A nice return there for Tyrus Clegg all the way into Fairfield territory. And that's the way South Tama wanted to start off this drive. Clegg and company on that return team haven't seen a lot of opportunities to just get out into open space this year. There's one, and now the Trojans will start on the 45-yard line in Fairfield territory. 6:16 left on the clock in the first quarter.
40 yards on the kickoff return for Clegg. And South Tama with great field position at the Fairfield 45. Let's see if the Trojans can take advantage of that kickoff return.
It's Blocker up the middle.
Nice hold,
Gets
good
some
movement.
push.
Nice
South
start.
Tama kind of stays the course here. We're not seeing, they kind of power I, run, maybe a pat, just kind of staying with that idea. Tanner Large, the quarterback, getting his first start of the season. Run the play on.
Gain of 5 on that one. Blocker leads the team in rushing, has 2 touchdowns from that eye. And there's Medina off the left side.
Eric Medina, his first rush of the night past the 30-yard line. First down for the Trojans.
Usman Sane makes the tackle. Usman Sane. That's a nomination for the Catchy Name Hall of Fame right there.
There you go.
11 yards for Medina.
Update from Grundy Center and Alburnett. Grundy Center leading 28-0 into the second quarter.
So the Trojans get a first down. That's their 5th South Tama Trojans first down.
It's a pitch to Blocker. He's got another running lane up on the right side. He's brought down after a gain of maybe 4. 5. Call it 5.
All right.
Well, 2nd and 6, so they'll call it 4.
Yeah, got 4 on that carry. So Blocker enjoying that tailback position.
He is looking fresh in that spot.
The right side of the line doing a nice job blocking. Again, Bear, Medina, and Blocker, and it's Medina again with a nice tough run.
So South Tama on this drive kind of going with a two-headed monster sort of situation, running Blocker up the right side, a couple of runs for Medina up the left.
Right.
And they're just kind of punching their way down the field.
inside the 26-yard line. 3rd down and short, 4-down territory here for South Tama. Leading by 2, Medina.
On the left.
Cuts it back, nice job. Good tough running, still pushing ahead.
Medina goes back into the center, and he's kind of stood up for forward progress probably. I mean, he ends up going down there, but good run there by sophomore Eric Medina.
Well, give him the 12-yard line, I think. That's a good run of 9. And the Trojans of South Tama matriculating the ball down the field. That's 6 dial-it-down recyclers here in the first quarter already. And from the Fairfield 12, it's the Maryland I. And now again, some movement jumping in the line.
More trouble at the line. You can see the frustration there from
little cadence or something. They're anticipating incorrectly.
And this is where you got to just put your foot on the gas. You see that you've got Fairfield visibly frustrated here.
Take advantage of their mistakes. Blocker on the pitch. Cuts it. Touchdown. Nice
Cody Blocker
done.
in for another touchdown. South Tama maintaining pace here as they respond with a touchdown drive. All on the ground that time.
51 yards on the night for Blocker. 7-yard touchdown run for South Tama. So we've had 3 touchdowns here in the first quarter. And with 3:57 to go here in the first, the Trojans get a touchdown on a 55-yard drive.
Eric Medina setting up to kick. PAT up and away. Is it long enough? It is. Point after is good.
Trojan Country would like to say thank you to all of our local fall season sponsors. They include Gary Bock State Farm, Iowa Premium, MercyCare Tama, Stein-Hrabak Floor Coverings, Hrabak Lumber, Medicap Pharmacy, TFD Photo and Film, Kruse-Phillips Funeral Home, Marquess and Hoyer Law Office, Tommy Hexter for Iowa, S&S Car Wash, Darling Ingredients, The Pump, Scharnweber's, Eric H. Media, Assured Partners Insurance, State Bank of Toledo, and Appraisal and Real Estate Services.
Welcome back live from Fairfield, Iowa. Darvin Graham and Jeff Byer with you just as South Tama has scored their 2nd touchdown of the night, leading 15-6.
Okay, 6 plays, 55 yards on the drive. Cody Blocker with his 3rd touchdown of the year, and now the kickoff goes out of bounds, so Fairfield will have excellent field position to start their 2nd drive of the ball game.
And South Tama's defense struggled. I mean, they kind of let the run game from Fairfield through like a sieve. And
a couple of big plays there.
Going to need to kind of find themselves here and get a stop.
So the kickoff going out of bounds, and Fairfield will take the penalty. I don't know if they have the option of re-kick or not, but they're going to take the ball at the 35-yard line.
Benton still leading Grinnell in the first quarter, 14-0 the score now.
All righty. So South Tama leading 15-6, but Fairfield with a good start here at their 35-yard line. Again, that T formation.
Conzel gets it again.
That was Bisgard, the ball carrier, off the left side. And not much there. About a yard.
Nick Upa on the tackle for South Tama. Good stop. Good way to start the drive here for South Tama on defense.
Eric Youngbear was also helping out on the play. Youngbear leading the team in tackles coming into this game with 40 tackles.
Doing so with a broken hand, too, I might add.
A gain of 1 for the running back. That was Bisgard for Fairfield on the carry. Again, they have 3 running backs in the backfield, kind of that T formation. And this time it is the run there by Conzel.
It's hard to see him at this angle because they kind of stand side to side, and they don't have.
Well, he picked up 7 on that play. We've got him 81 yards already on 4 carries, but the first carry might have been to somebody else. But either way, 6 and 1/2 dozen to the other, and it's 3rd and 2 for Fairfield. So they're at a good position here on this drive. As again, tight formation. They're just going to false start the Left guard jumped on the play. That's 4 penalties already here in the first quarter.
And like I said, this is the opportunity here before they can kind of gather themselves while they're having issues.
Right.
South Tama's got to keep that pressure on and really feel like they are the team with the lead here, which they are.
Richardson, 29 of 74 on the year passing. They don't throw it that often.
No, they don't.
Consul,
Up
first
the
down.
right side. Almost breaks through into the backfield,
No,
but finally.
No, that was different running
That's
back. Sorry,
24.
McLean. Calvin McLean, number 42, the
Okay.
running back.
So we got a 24 and a 42
Yep.
in the backfield.
The penalty,
Allison
they
and,
overcome the penalty. Got 10 yards on the play.
Yeah, Consul's a real punchy
McLean.
runner. First and 10 on the 48 for Fairfield. Same formation. Handoff. The right side. It's going to be Allison.
Allison on the carry.
As we get to near the 2-minute mark in the first quarter. Des Moines Christian and Roland Story in the first quarter are tied 7-7.
Allison with a gain of 4.
Second down.
Consul leads their team with 566 yards on the year rushing. Allison with 497. They've done it all on the ground so far. No pass plays as of yet. Second down and about 6. Fairfield now on the Trojan, the South Tama Trojan side of the field. Bisgard, the running
Gets
back
the
this time.
pitch into the backfield, and it'll be not quite.
Not quite. At the 40.
Third and 1
Okay.
for Fairfield.
And we'll call it the 40. Well,
It's going to be third and a yard.
third and half a yard. Bisgard got about 5.
And if they do go to the air, we've seen Bisgard is kind of the one they have been
Right.
going to. He's got 15 receptions on the year to lead the team by a lot.
Yes.
Here's third down, same formation. Richardson, up the middle they go.
Oh.
Close.
Consul. Nice tackle.
South Tama
in there.
likes where they're at here.
Nice defense. Drew Mellies
Mellies,
kind of wrapped him up
Marcus
first.
Bear in there
Yep.
too.
No gain.
No gain. Fourth down. Will they go for it?
Yeah, they'll go for it. This is 4-down territory. You only have one win on the season. Go for it.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
Well, chance for the defense to step up here on 4th and 1. Again, tight formation. And it is Allison with a first down. There he rumbles. He's going to score a
And
touchdown.
so they've been able to really find running lanes. Zandrick Allison, the running back, breaking free for the touchdown.
So 2 big runs, 47 and 43 for touchdowns for Fairfield. And this comes late in the first quarter with 29 seconds to go.
Update from the Williamsburg and Solon game in the first quarter. Williamsburg leading 7-0 against the Solon Spartans. And they're going to set up for a PAT. Zandrick Allison will do the kicking. And the kick is up and away. It's good. And that'll make it 13-15. South Tama maintaining pace here, but they're having to do it on the offensive side tonight as South Tama's defense has been allowing a lot more big plays than Fairfield's defense. South Tama's having to expend a lot more energy than Fairfield on offense. So hopefully that does not, rear its ugly head in the second half, but a long way to go before we get there as we are about 30 seconds left in the first quarter. South Tama to receive.
Well, that drive for Fairfield, 7 plays, 65 yards, again, all on the ground. Zandrick Allison on a 43-yard touchdown run, so they've had TD runs of 47 and 43. Some big plays there. Allison's extra point kick makes it a 15-13 South Tama advantage.
First half update between Gladbrook Rhinebeck and Clarksville. Gladbrook Rhinebeck leading 21-0 in the first quarter.
GMG 22, Meskwaki nothing in the second quarter. So it'll be South Tama to receive this kickoff here. We've had a lot of action here in the ball game so
It's
far.
been
Allison
fun
will
quarter.
drive it down, and this one is taken by South Tama. This is Michael Henry trying to get to the outside and can't break the
And
tackle.
he's wrapped up just beyond the 20.
Yeah, nice tackle there by Fairfield. Blake Burnett down there to make the solo tackle. Looked like Henry maybe had some running room here on the near side, but that closed quickly.
So it'll be first and 10 on the 27-yard line. 23, excuse me.
Henry started on the far side, came to the near side on that kickoff return. Made a long run just to gain about a 10-yard return. So first and 10. Late in the first quarter. Again, that Maryland eye for the Trojans. Blocker this time going to be
nowhere to go that time.
Stacked up. That's McLean again. The leader on the team in tackle for loss, and that is a loss of 2. And that should be the final play of the first quarter. And
the clock's going to run
South
down,
Tama will let it run out. That'll be the quarter.
So after 1 quarter of play, South Tama gets 2 touchdowns on the board, a 2-point conversion, and an extra point. They lead 15-13. We'll be back with the start of the second quarter. Couple of quick score updates as we get ready to start the second quarter. BCLUW trailing Wapsie Valley in the first quarter 6-0. Ankeny in a big matchup against Iowa City Liberty ahead. Ankeny's ahead 14-7 in the second quarter. And here we go, flipping the field, ready to start the second quarter.
And the ball will be placed at the 21, a loss of 2. Blocker 49 yards in our stat sheet here in the first quarter of play. South Tama 79 yards rushing, 22 passing. Fairfield 144 yards, all on the ground in the ball game so far. Those are your official, unofficial stats of the first quarter. South Tama was 1 of 2 passing. Fairfield has yet to attempt a pass in the game. Well, the ball's at the 26 for some reason. I don't understand what's going on here.
5-yard penalty against Fairfield for 12 men on the field.
Oh,
no, so they
illegal
have
participation.
Yeah, 12 men on the field.
That's their 5th penalty already in this game.
Yeah.
Well, we'll take that. So the penalty will put it up to the 26, making it 2nd down and 7.
Score formation, and the defensive lineman 42 jumped off sides before South Tama could snap.
I don't think I've seen anything like
No,
that.
this is they're really struggling.
This is odd to say the least. That is the 4th offside penalty of this game on Fairfield.
So that makes what was a 2nd and, well, 2 straight penalties there, make it a 2nd and 2 after the loss on South Tama's last run play. Here's the stack eye, pitch back.
Blocker.
The blocker, he's got room. Oh, he almost broke through there.
There you go.
Big
Keep
first
him going.
down, though. Cody Blocker putting on the gas pedal and makes his way down past the 45-yard line. First down, Trojans.
Well, again, the penalties help.
They do. My goodness.
Up to the 47. 16 for Blocker on the play. That's 65 yards in our stat sheet so far. Well,
1st and 10. South Tama just outside of Fairfield territory here after
and South Tama hasn't really shown a lot of the Maryland eye, but we're doing it tonight.
Yeah.
There's Medina, 2nd man through. And a nice gain on first down into Fairfield territory. As Medina will get 6 yards.
Second and 4 on the 47.
Well, Medina's got 32 yards in our stat sheet.
Yeah, that last
5
drive,
carries.
he had a couple of really nice runs, and there he is again.
Okay.
And, you know, with South Tama really leaning on this formation, they've got to be able to have some kind of variety with the 2 different running backs. Blocker to the left, got a running lane, up to the sideline, brought down, but a first down for South Tama. As they continue to move the chains, we've seen the same sort of progression. They've been able to get the same success on running in the running game 3 straight drives now, and here they are just inside the 40-yard line.
Jackson Hollander makes the tackle, a 9-yard run. 9 first downs already for South Tama in the first half from the Fairfield 38, a fresh 4 for South Tama as they move left to right as you watch it on the screen. And now it's Cody Blocker again. And not
Runs
much there.
Into a teammate, not too much room to go. Second down and 9.
Yeah, that play was stuffed by Dre Smithberg, who shed the block and made the tackle. Gain of 1.
A couple more score updates. Solon has gotten on the board. They're trailing Williamsburg 6-7 in the first quarter. Benton Community leading 21-0 against Grinnell. And elsewhere around the state, Decorah leading Marion 7-0. And here is 2nd and 9 now for STC after a couple of first down runs.
And there goes Medina.
Medina into the defensive backfield for Fairfield. Another first down.
All the way to the 25. There's 12 more for Eric Medina. So, well, the running game working.
It is.
Good blocking up front. The ball all the way to the 25-yard line of Fairfield. And the Trojans will have, South Tama Trojans will have a first down. And moving it again into near the red zone territory. Blocker trying to get the outside and then is cut down.
Oh, he gets tripped up.
Nice play.
Just before the sideline.
That was Bisgard who made the ankle biter on the play. Blocker had some room, but Bisgard makes a nice defensive play. And that's a gain, well, all the way to
a nice gain,
18.
All things considered, yeah.
He got more than I thought. He got 7 on that play.
7. 2nd and 3, down to the 18-yard line.
Boy, I'm running out of room for Cody Blocker. Man alive. That is carry number 13 here in the first half.
And we apologize for the shaking on the camera. We're set up above the bleachers here, so it's going to be like that throughout the duration.
Tanner Large was the quarterback keeper in that time. I might be shaking the camera when I step on the floor here.
No, we're doing all right.
The ball will be at the 15.
That's a first down, though.
Yep, got
first
3.
And 10.
That's what they needed for the first down. So that is first down number 11 already for South Tama in the ball game. Well, when you get a lot of running plays and a lot of games like that, you're going to pick up a lot of first downs. Again, from the Maryland Eye, Tanner Large gives on the handoff
That's
off the
Medina
left
up
side.
the middle, and he's piled up, nowhere to go.
Well, he got a little bit of yardage. Rasmussen makes the stop. Medina will get the 12. Yep. So he got 3 on that first down carry, 2nd down and 7. Well, except for 22 yards passing, it's all been the ground game for both teams. Tight formations, both teams. No wide receivers either way. Blocker this
Pitch
time.
out to Blocker. Can he get a running lane? He gets shut down, but a short gain.
Yeah, they filled the hole quickly that time.
They did.
As
Third
a nice
down.
defensive play there. Aiden Porter.
3rd down and 6. South Tama.
They gave him the 11.
On the doorstep of the 10-yard line.
Gain of 1. 4 down territory, but you do have Medina. He's kicked a couple of field goals this year. 2 of 3 on the year in that department. So 3rd and 6. We're down to 10 seconds on the play clock. Again, from the Maryland Stack Eye. Blocker. And he's going to be tackled for a loss on the play. Nice defense. They tighten up. Comsel makes the solo tackle and a loss on the play. So here's the decision for South Tama. What do you do on 4th down? It's 9 yards to go. A loss of 3 for Blocker on that carry.
Yeah, the defense for South Tama has not been able to stop Fairfield yet. They've allowed several, big kind of breakaway plays.
Well, they're going to line up Medina for a field goal attempt, as they'll spot it at the 20. It's a 30-yard field goal attempt. Nick Upa will be the holder. The snap is good. The kick is on the way. It's blocked, and Fairfield will come up with it.
Just come down with it.
Kick blocked.
Around the 15.
Field goal is blocked by
Blake Burnett, according to the PA man who makes the block. So a good drive, but it stalls out, and Fairfield's going to have the ball. Now South Tama's mission is to stop Fairfield on offense here, as we're about halfway through the second quarter of a 15-13 South Tama lead right now. Well, I'm not sure now. They're going to put the ball at the 20-yard line.
Okay.
They covered it at about the 15, but they're going to, it's almost like a touchback.
Right.
That's what they're going to call it. So Fairfield going right to left as you watch it here in the first half has a first down play from their 20. Voss Richardson is your quarterback, and once again, nice running as a cutback by Bisgard got him close to the first down yardage, 9 yards on the carry. So again, it's all on the ground here for Fairfield.
And to be fair, South Tama really hasn't seen this type of formation yet either this season. Of course, they've been preparing for it, but
differing formations. South Tama is running from the I, and Fairfield runs from this T formation. 2nd down and 1. And this time it is...
Is that Allison?
Allison, yep. And Tanner Large with the Tea Kettle tackle. But Allison is all out to the 38. Gain of 9 for Allison. So they're piling up the yardage on the running game.
There's going to be some tired kids at the end of this one if they're going to run all night.
Now 1st and 10. They have all 3 of their timeouts as we're halfway through the second quarter. 6 down and 6 to go. As again, Richardson gives to Bisgard off the left side, shaking a tackle, and then goes out of bounds here on the near side.
That was
nice gain, close to 10.
Sermon and company on the tackle.
Well, it's close to 10. 9 3/4. So Bisgard running hard. They've got 3 good running backs here.
They do, yeah. They've kept them all active, and they kind of profile a little different. They've got a Console, the kind of bruiser, and Allison, the scat back, sort of.
And this is a first down carry.
Right to the 50.
Bisgard again on the run. So they use everybody out there.
They do.
No, right at the 50.
Upa and Sermon on the tackle for STC as Fairfield's kind of swinging away here, punching their way down the field.
So the ball just across the 50. We'll give him 2 in the first down. That's Fairfield's 6th of the first half. This time a run off the right side, and that time better defense by the Trojans.
Ball carried by Luke
Console again, yep. They got ahead for a couple yards, I think. Marcus Bear credited with the first initial hit. Console gains 3. We have him for 84 yards in the first half. Allison 56 and Bisgard with 27. So
Fairfield to the line here on
spreading around now. South Tama jumps offside.
So the South Tama Trojans getting a little bit of their own medicine here as they draw. Fairfield draws them off sides.
First of the night. And 6 penalties already on Fairfield here in the opening half of play. So the ball marked to the 43. So second, about 4 to go. This time they're going to throw, at least attempt to throw with Richardson. His throw is intercepted. It's Clegg. Down the sidelines he goes. He's out of bounds.
And Richardson's...
And a penalty marker down. Late hit or a horse collar.
That might be a horse collar, the way he landed.
Yep. Interception. Tyrus Clegg makes the interception for South Tama. That's his third of the year, I believe.
What a moment to come through there for senior Tyrus Clegg.
Tyrus Clegg, his third interception of the season. And the South Tama Trojans are in Fairfield territory after the INT.
Well, South Tama gets a bit of wind in their sails, and that's extremely timely here as South Tama, I believe, will kick to start the third. So if they can kind of recover that last drive. And so the penalty is going to push the ball all the way down to the 30.
Nope, 24.
24, you're right.
Fairfield ball, or South Tama ball at the Fairfield 24, and now some confusion and timeout. Fairfield. That's their first of the half they take.
All right, we'll be back right after this with more second quarter action live from Fairfield, Iowa. It's
Trojan Country would like to say thank you to all of our local fall season sponsors. They include Bock State Farm, Iowa Premium, MercyCare Tama, Stein-Hrabak Floor Coverings, Hrabak Lumber, Medicap Pharmacy, TFD Photo and Film, Kruse-Phillips Funeral Home, Marquess and Hoyer Law Office, Tommy Hexter for Iowa, S&S Car Wash, Darling Ingredients, The Pump, Scharnweber's, Eric H. Media, Assured Partners Insurance, State Bank of Toledo, and Appraisal and Real Estate Services.
Welcome back live from Fairfield, Iowa. Darvin Graham and Jeff Byer with you here on Week 7 of Iowa High School football action. We just saw an interception from South Tama senior Tyrus Clegg picking off. I think that was the first pass of the game for Voss Richardson from Fairfield, and it goes the other way. There's I think it was a horse collar penalty flag as Richardson tackled Clegg.
Out of bounds.
Which,
but it wasn't late out of bounds. It was just the horse collar.
Right.
Okay, on a first down run. Nice surge off the left side. Boy, give credit to the South Tama offensive line. They're doing a nice job of blocking.
Yep.
And the running backs doing a nice job of hitting the hole, finding the seam or the yards to gain. Just outside the 20-yard line, a gain of 3 for Medina on the first down carry. And South Tama spreading the ball around, too, on the ground. Medina, 8 carries now, 50 yards. And Cody Blocker has 16 carries for 80 yards here in the ball game so far. So that's 137 on the ground.
Blocker bounces off a teammate, heads to the left. Some yardage there, close to a first down.
As Jackson Hollander makes the stop on the play, but Blocker is going to be short of the first down. He's down to the 15, so there's 6 more. And it's 3rd and 1 for South Tama.
Make sure to stick around during the Bock State Farm halftime show. We're going to have an interview with this 8 senior volleyball players after their win this week against Benton.
There's Eric Medina off the left side, found the seam. There's another first down. At halftime, I'm going to have to add more stats to my stat sheet here. Man alive. An offensive juggernaut here in the first half. That's all the way to the 6. That's 9 more for Medina.
So Blocker really doing a lot of the work in those first couple of drives. It's been Medina here kind of coming on lately, but it's still just been a 2-headed attack.
Now let's get this ball in the end zone. Now he's going to get inside the 5.
Positive yardage.
That time to the left on the pitch. No, they're going to give him close to the 2-yard line. No. Okay, that 2-yard line, gain of 4 for Blocker. At least I'll have 20 minutes to reset everything.
Yeah, right.
2nd and goal. South Tama trying to extend the lead. Medina into the end zone. Touchdown, South Tama Trojans. Eric Medina. It's a 2-yard touchdown run, and South Tama's on the board after the pass interception by Tyrus Clegg set him up inside the 25, and the penalty helps out too. Medina with his first touchdown of the night.
Everybody getting involved here for South Tama. Tanner Large getting his first start as a quarterback and gets a quarterback keeper touchdown earlier in the first half. Cody Blocker's got a touchdown, and now Eric Medina puts it in. He's going to kick for a PAT. Let's see if he can get it to go.
And the snap, the spot, the kick, Medina. The convert is good, and South Tama leads it now. The score is 22-13. South Tama Trojans leading the Fairfield Trojans.
So 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the first half. Coming up at halftime, the Gary Bock State Farm halftime show. We're going to have an interview with the 8 seniors from the South Tama volleyball team. Maddie Weiss, Claire Carney, Macy Welsh, Jeanette Cervantes, Skyla Beck, Edie Werner, and Kaylee Brown, the players we interviewed after their win against Benton Community, breaking a 24-match losing streak against the Bobcats. And we're ready to go here after the touchdown from Eric Medina.
Late in the first half, GMG 36, Meskwaki 0.
Oof.
Benton Community, Dylan Lefevre now with 3 touchdown runs. Benton
Wow.
Community 28, Grinnell 7 with just under 6 minutes to play in the second quarter there. So a couple big scores. Williamsburg 14, Solon 6, 10 minutes to play in the first half there in the Williamsburg-Solon game.
So we've seen saw a big return from Clegg in the first half. He gets an interception that was pretty critical. He's had a big role in some different positions tonight.
Well, there's a kickoff return. That's Allison. And a nice tackle on the special teams by Kinzer Jeanette. But Fairfield will get the ball in good field position. And right now, they have they have 2 timeouts remaining, pardon me. This is where South Tama's defense has to make the play because Fairfield gets the ball to start the second half, and Fairfield has great field position at their 45-yard line. So let's see if South Tama can hold Fairfield here before the half ends, because Fairfield will get the ball to start the third quarter. This is Bisgard on the run, and he fights for yardage near the 50-yard line. So a nice gain on first down. Garrett Sermon for South Tama from his linebacker spot makes the play, but that's a 5-yard pickup for Bisgard. So a little change of pace. Consul kind of a straight ahead middle runner, and Bisgard tries to cut it to the outside, got 5 on first down. So right at the 50, 2nd and 5. They'll fake on the
Richardson's
run, wants
looking
to
to
pass.
throw.
Being chased by Bear, the throw incomplete. Behind the receiver.
Boy, there was nobody there.
Well, there was.
Or
well,
is it
they had a receiver
across
around
the
the
middle
40-yard line,
Yeah.
but the pass was thrown behind the receiver. They say there's a flag.
Yeah.
It's
right
in
near
the
the
back.
line of
It's in the
scrimmage.
backfield.
Okay.
Holding on Fairfield. Let's say, yep.
Yep.
It's going to be walked off. South Tama will take the penalty. The pass was incomplete.
Pushes the ball to the 40-yard line with 1:48 left to go in the first half. Fairfield Trojans get it in the third, so a big defensive stand for South Tama if they can do it.
That is 8 penalties already for Fairfield. And a fumble on the play. There's a fumble. Consul lost it. South Tama's got it. Trojans have the football. It's going to be recovered.
Tanner Large, I think, was the one
Tanner
underneath
Large,
of there.
Yep.
What
Somebody
a
not
game.
to lose.
No, Kinzer Jeanette. Kinzer Jeanette was
Yep.
the one.
By South Tama.
So good job, Kinzer, getting on the ball. And South Tama, you can see the body language starting to kind of, the shoulders coming up a little bit. South Tama starting to believe a little bit as they get to halftime, and they've had some success. Things feeling a little different for this team against Fairfield than they have against Grinnell and Williamsburg the last 2 weeks.
South Tama with 2 timeouts remaining. Have plenty of time here with 1:45. Tanner Large, Cody Blocker cuts it back. Got 3, maybe 4.
Cody Blocker brought
And again,
down
you can be patient here.
Yeah, they
Block,
got plenty
yeah.
of time,
Yep.
and you know you've already capitalized with the fumble recovery. You got that, an interception and responded after a drive stalling out midway into the second quarter.
93 yards for Blocker on our stat sheet in the first half. Again, all of our stats are unofficial. But we've only had Let's see. We've had 3 passes thrown.
Yeah.
We've had a completion, an incompletion, and an interception. Woody Hayes was right. Here's Medina off the left side, fighting for the first down. Didn't get it, but it's going to be 3rd and manageable coming up here for South Tama.
South Tama running backs rarely
Yes.
have been stopped in the backfield tonight. They've been pushing forward in each attempt.
And they are running with authority out there. Down to the 31 goes Medina. That's a gain of 5. Well, it's
Third.
it's 4 down territory.
Oh, for sure. 3rd and 2 here on the 31.
Oh, flea flicker. Large looking for
Large,
some
having
running
trouble.
room. Now
He's going to have to tuck and run.
No, he's going to throw.
He throws it.
Blocker.
That's Cody Blocker catching it in the midfield.
Yep, all the way down close to the 10-yard line.
Cannoli.
I think
Cody
that's
Blocker. It is.
Yep, it's Blocker. Yep.
Tanner Large scrambling his way and just rainbow tossing it at the last second to save the possession.
All the way to the Fairfield 10. It's 1st and goal. That's 21 yards on the play.
Play carries down to the 10-yard line.
And now the Trojans at the 10, but they've got a running clock, 15 seconds to go.
All right, on 1st down, here's
Up the right
run.
side, and it's stuffed. Short
Medina,
gain.
maybe a timeout here, I believe. 2nd down and goal. No, South Tama didn't call the timeout.
The clock stopped at 8. Did Fairfield call theirs?
I don't think.
No, they wouldn't. Okay.
No, they wouldn't call a
Trojans called
timeout.
there. South
No.
Tama calls the timeout. And we'll keep it here while we wait for this last 8 seconds in what's been a thrilling second quarter.
Medina had 3 yards on that carry, 22-13 South Tama. Again, Fairfield will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter, but 2 big turnovers in the first half has helped the cause, and you got to take advantage of these turnovers. They took advantage of the first one. Now there's 8 seconds left. You have 1 timeout remaining, so you can just about run any play you like, but it has to be something quick. And if something happens, you got to get that timeout. You can't have a scramble play where the quarterback is scrambling and then throw an incompletion or something and have the clock run out. So
got to be a heads-up play for Large, especially as he's going to have the ball in his hands to start.
Wouldn't it be great to get a score here, a touchdown?
Oh, that would be huge just from a mental standpoint to go into the locker room.
Because they've had a field goal blocked here already. So 2nd and goal from about the 7. South Tama stays in the Maryland I. Large, Medina, up the middle.
Through the middle. Does he get it?
Timeout. He got
2 seconds left.
He got about down to about the 3.
Nice carry, though.
Now, good clock management. Last time out of the half. Medina gets 4 more. He's close to 70 yards on our. Actually, he is over 70 yards on our stat sheet here in the first half.
So not quite enough for a tush-push situation, 3 yards out, but goal line nonetheless. Trojans got to like where they're at here.
Well, and the decision here, it's 22-13. Do you kick the field goal?
True, yeah, that's a definite consideration.
You can try that.
But they've had 1 blocked already. Update on a couple scores for you. Knoxville down big against Creston, 35-0 the score. South Winneshiek and North Tama in a horse race. South Win leading 29-22 in the 3rd quarter against the North Tama Redhawks. Williamsburg pulls ahead 14-6 leading in the 2nd quarter against Solon. And Benton Community up big right now here in the first half, 28-7 against Grinnell.
All right, so it is 4th down. No, pardon me, it's 3rd down. But
3rd
there's
and 3.
only 2 seconds left in the first half, right?
Yep,
Okay.
2 seconds.
You have the scoreboard. You can see it better than I do. And South Tama's going to roll the dice.
They're going to
We're
run
going to
it.
go for it here. It's 3rd down. Large. Medina, left side, fighting. Touchdown. He's in. He should be in. Yes, he's
South
in.
Tama
Medina
punches
touchdown.
it in.
Medina off the left side.
As the clock runs out in the first half, the Trojans with the fumble recovery, Kinzer Jeanette, they punch the ball down the field, and Eric Medina closes the door at the end of the 2nd quarter with a touchdown. And here he is to kick a PAT. South Tama's got to feel great going into the halftime locker room, leading 28-13. Here's the PAT. Is it good?
The convert is good.
29-13 the score as South Tama leading Fairfield, looking to break a 22-game losing streak. Things looking good going into halftime.
6 plays, 39 yards on the drive to end the first half. And again, the fumble recovery, the turnover by Fairfield leads to South Tama points. And we're 2 for 2 in converting turnovers into points. And it's not just points, it's touchdowns. So there you go. So Medina with a nice run. It's all yours now, I guess. Take it over.
Look how we made it this far. Hasn't the pace been a long bit, honey? But take a look at where we are. Haven't we made it, my love? Oh, honey, look how we made it this far. Hasn't the pace been a long bit, honey? But take a look at where we are. Isn't the day so exciting? Oh, honey, when I wake up, I'm feeling brand new. All I can say is I look like new money, and the only thing I know is I owe it to you. 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 You shine like a ray from the sun. There's something people look for but never can find.
Listen, switching to Gary Bock State Farm was one of the best decisions I've ever made. About 3 years ago, we moved our personal business over to Gary Bock, and I couldn't be happier with the results. Not only did we save a ton on our rates, but the entire experience was really smooth and hassle-free. Gary and his team are always quick to communicate, and they're available whenever we need them, which is so important in today's fast-paced world. What I love most is that they're locally owned and operated. When you go in there, you know who you're looking at, you know who you're going to see, and that's a huge thing. They truly understand the diverse needs of our community and provide outstanding customer service that's both personal and professional. With over 125 five-star ratings on Google, it's clear I'm not the only one who feels this way. Everybody loves working with Gary Bock. If you're looking for affordable rates and a team that genuinely cares, I highly recommend Gary Bock State Farm Insurance in Toledo. You won't be disappointed. Gary Bock State Farm, here to help life go right.
Welcome into the Gary Bock State Farm halftime show. Before we get any further, we need to tell you about a special campaign going on with the folks at Gary Bock State Farm in Toledo. Trojan fans, the folks at Gary Bock State Farm has something important happening this fall. You're not going to want to miss it. It's called Quotes for Good. And here's the deal. We've all been witnessing the news reports coming in about the hurricane devastation that's hit North Carolina, recently in Florida as well. The southeast part of our country has really been impacted this season. We've learned Hurricane Helene is now one of the deadliest storms storms to hit the U.S. mainland in almost 20 years. Our neighbors in the southeast are now facing the daunting task of rebuilding, in some cases, from the literal ground up. Gary Bock and his team in Toledo are stepping up to help those affected by Hurricane Helene with their Quotes for Good campaign. Through October and November, for every new insurance quote, whether it's home insurance, auto, farm, business, renters, life, or even pet insurance, Gary Bock State Farm is going to donate $20 to support hurricane relief efforts. And with State Farm matching each donation from Gary Bock's agency, your quote could contribute up to $40 to those in need. Our community in the South Tama area knows the hardship of recovering after natural disasters like the 2020 derecho. Now it's time to lend a hand to our neighbors in the South. Call Gary Bock State Farm in Toledo today. They can help save you money on insurance, and you can help by being a good neighbor when it matters most. Call 641-484-3163. Like a good neighbor, Gary Bock State Farm is there. Thanks so much to Gary Bock and his team over in Toledo. They've been our presenting sponsor for our halftime here this fall season, and really a great group over there. Excellent customer service. I'm a customer myself. He's saved me and my family money on insurance, and you're going to want to be a part of things with Gary Bock in Toledo. Okay, coming up, we have our volleyball interview with South Tama senior volleyball players just after, it was just post-game after their win against Benton Community. We caught up with them for an audio interview, and here that is during the Gary Bock State Farm halftime show. Thanks for being with us. It's Thursday night on Trojan Country. We're just wrapping up things at the Roundhouse. South Tama has just gotten their second WAMAC win of the season. I'm joined by 7 of our 8 seniors on the volleyball team. Girls, how are you feeling just as a group after getting a win against Benton? How's everybody feeling?
Good. Amazing.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, we're going to start. We're going to kind of go down the line and get a couple thoughts from everybody. It's also senior night. We'll start with Madison Weiss here. Madison, it's your birthday. Is that right?
Yes.
How old are you?
18.
Awesome. And how's it feel to get a win on your birthday? How was it out there?
Really good. It was really fun. We had so much energy.
Anything that you were thinking that kind of helped you play your best tonight? I think you had some good plays in the back line, I think.
Just that it's the last ride with these people that I've been playing with since 5th grade, and that I was really excited to step on the court and play with them.
All right. Kaylee Brown, one of our captains tonight, leading the team as the libero. How did things feel for you kind of on the defensive side tonight?
It felt really good tonight. I had really good people in the back row with me. I felt very safe, and I trusted everyone, and I just played my heart out.
How do you feel like you've improved at that libero position this year over the course of the season, kind of stepping into it for the first time at the varsity level this year?
I think not getting time on the varsity court last year made me nervous going on the court this year. So as time has went on, I've gotten more confident with my passes and my defense.
Awesome. All right, Jeanette Cervantes next up here. Jeanette, you had a good night at the net, good attacking from you. How did things feel from an offensive perspective from you?
It felt pretty good. Just having the mindset of kill the ball every time.
And what is kind of your mindset as the Trojans go into postseason next week? What do you feel like this team has to do to have some success as you get into WAMAC and district play?
Still to keep practicing and working hard at everything we do. Don't let down.
All right. We got Hannah Houghton next up. Hannah, you got the boot. What a story. You're back here serving, defending with an ankle boot on. Tell us what happened first, and how is it feeling to be out there kind of with a boot on?
I landed on someone's foot in practice, so I got a few sprains in my foot. I was thinking that I was just going to serve once, but I killed him a few times, and it felt really good because, I don't know.
Yeah.
Getting an ace from a girl with a boot.
Yeah, and did it feel different? I mean, did it change your serve at all with that?
Yeah, so I normally jump serve, so I had to learn how to hit it on the ground and not put weight on my right foot.
And are you looking towards getting out of the boot for next week? How's the kind of recovery going?
So we're kind of just looking on how it's feeling and how it's looking, because right now the swelling is moving like all around my foot.
Sure.
So every day it's like more pain in different areas. So hopefully out of the boot soon by the end of the week.
Awesome. Well, best of luck and hopefully for a speedy recovery. Claire Carney next up for us here in our group of 7. Oh, there's Edie, so we do have a full group. Claire, how did the win feel for you tonight? I know you were in the back line quite a bit, doing a lot of serving. How did things feel for you?
It felt really good, and just like playing with all these people too, I feel like we meshed really well together.
What does it feel like to get a win in your last home game as a senior against a team like Benton?
It feels really good also to know like this is our first win against Benton, and like we really played hard to get that win.
Absolutely. Next up, Macy Welsh, one of the other captains on this team. Macy, what do you feel like was the key to South Tama being able to get a win, their second WAMAC win tonight here at home?
I feel like just hustle and drive and keeping up our energy and attitude. We kind of knew going into it that our defense was going to win the game, and I felt like our defense was on point. And not only that, our offense was clicking together too, which I feel like we've really been working on trying to mesh those two together at the same time during the season. Everything just kind of flowed together tonight and went our way. They definitely were in their heads because our energy was up, our bench was up. I feel like it was just such a great atmosphere in the Roundhouse tonight.
Yeah. What's your challenge? What's your thoughts for this team as they prepare for, as you guys prepare for postseason action? What do you need to do?
Definitely a lot of hustle, hard practices. I genuinely believe we can make it to second or third round if we really put our minds to it, but everybody has to be in it, everybody has to want it, and practices have to look good before the games. We can't practice bad, like 150% at practice, so we can give that same amount during the game.
Sure thing. All right. Next up, we have Skyla Beck, our setter for this for tonight. Skyla, you were the setter throughout. How did this game, look for you from that setter position specifically?
It felt really good, giving my hitters opportunities and just getting the ball every time too. It feels really good.
Yeah. And how do you feel like you've evolved, as a setter over the course of this year, compared to last year maybe? Do you feel like you've improved in some ways?
Yeah, me and my coach definitely worked on different things like squaring and just communicating better.
Any goals for you as you get ready for postseason time coming up next week and the week after?
Definitely communicating with my hitters more. That's something I could definitely improve on.
Awesome. All right, our last senior here, we got Edie Werner joining us. Edie, you got some good time in there this evening. How did things feel for you out there on the court with the Trojans tonight?
It was pretty good, especially since I was playing with a bunch of people I've been playing with since like 4th grade.
Yeah. And so what's it like to close out your home career, your last home game with a win against a team like Benton?
Honestly, it's awesome because the way we played tonight was one of the best times we played that I've seen.
And what were some of the things that were going through your head as you were defending? I know you had some good looks at the net at a few different times. How do you feel like you got yourself in the position to play well tonight?
Honestly, I was just practicing hard the whole season, just preparing myself for senior night. So
yeah, all right. Girls, thank you so much for chatting with us, and congrats to you guys on a fun win. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Listen, switching to Gary Bock State Farm was one of the best decisions I've ever made. About 3 years ago, we moved our personal business over to Gary Bock, and I couldn't be happier with the results. Not only did we save a ton on our rates, but the entire experience was really smooth and hassle-free. Gary and his team are always quick to communicate, and they're available whenever we need them, which is so important in today's fast-paced world. What I love most is that they're locally owned and operated. When you go in there, you know who you're looking at, you know who you're going to see, and that's a huge thing. They truly understand the diverse needs of our community and provide outstanding customer service that's both personal and professional. With over 125 5-star ratings on Google, it's clear I'm not the only one who feels this way. Everybody loves working with Gary Bock. If you're looking for affordable rates and a team that genuinely cares, I highly recommend Gary Bock State Farm Insurance in Toledo. You won't be disappointed. Gary Bock State Farm, here to help life go right.
Welcome back live to the Gary Bock State Farm halftime show here at Pearl Smith Field in Fairfield, Iowa. South Tama, after 2 quarters of play, leading 29-13 in a thrilling first half of action.
Yep, you bet. These are the official, unofficial stats of the first half. First of all, team stats. I have South Tama with 13 first downs. Fairfield has 6. The big story, the 2 turnovers. The 1 interception by Tyrus Clegg, the fumble recovery by Jeanette for South Tama, both leading to Trojan drives and touchdowns. So the give right now in favor of South Tama, 2-0. Trojans 1 penalty for 5 yards. Fairfield 8 penalties, 55 yards. Some offside penalties extending South Tama drives. The horse collar tackle that added after the Clegg interception helped out there. 8 penalties, 55 yards for Fairfield in the first half. South Tama individually on our stat sheet unofficially. Cody Blocker, 19 carries, 93 yards. Eric Medina, 14 carries, 76 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tanner Large has a touchdown run of 4, has 7 yards total. So that adds up easily to 176 in the first half running for South Tama. Passing, Nolan Upa on the trick play, 0 for 1. Tanner Large only threw 2 first half passes, completed both, 2 of 2 for 43 yards in our stat sheet. Cody Blocker made one catch for 21 on that broken play, and Anthony Thompson early in the game with a 22-yard reception. 176 running, 43 passing for South Tama, 219 total on our stat sheet. For Fairfield, passing easily, 0 of 1, 1 interception. Tyrus Clegg interception, that's the only pass they attempted in the first half that was counted. They had 1 holding penalty that negated the other one. Luke Consul, 84 yards on 6 carries, including the big 47-yard touchdown run. Zandrick Allison, 3 carries for 56, including a 43-yard touchdown run. Ethan Bisgard, 6 carries and 32 yards in the first half. So no yards passing. I have Fairfield for 181 yards running in the first half in the ball game. So 181 is the total. So total yards pretty even. But again, the big story, the big key factor in this game so far, Fairfield with 2 turnovers, South Tama with none. Fairfield gets the ball to start the third quarter. A defensive stop is a big part of the start of the second half for South Tama in a 29-13 ball game. And again, these are the official, unofficial stats of the first half. We mentioned Fairfield with the 2 big runs for touchdowns. Luke Consul, 47 yards, and Zandrick Allison for 43. Tanner Large to start the game on a 4-yard run on the opening series of the game. Michael Henry caught the 2-point conversion from Eric Medina. Cody Blocker on a 7-yard run in the first quarter. Medina with 2 touchdown runs in the second quarter on runs of 2 and 3. Medina with both extra point kicks. The final touchdown coming as the clock expired in the first half. Fairfield gets the ball to start the third quarter. We're ready to go in a 29-13 South Tama lead to start half number 2.
Some score updates from our producer Rami Dowd back in the studio, keeping us updated tonight. Thanks to him and his work. Grinnell trailing Benton at last check 28-7. Des Moines Christian and Roland Story were knotted up right before halftime 14-14. Grundy Center leading Al Burnett 34-7. Wapsie Valley leading BCL UW 33-0. Ankeny up against Iowa City Liberty 17-14. Xavier leading Oski 14-0, close one there. Decorah leading Marion 29-7. North Scott up against Clear Creek Amana 7-0. Independence shutting out Makokata 24-0, and Williamsburg up 21-6 at last check against Solon.
Marshalltown 26, Ames 7. That game is in the third quarter. Let's see, do I see anything else here? Don't really have. South Hardin 20, Hudson 14. Halftime, you mentioned Benton 28 and Grinnell 7.
Yeah.
And PCM 35 and West Marshall 0 in the first half. That's at halftime. That's a big game there. The two teams that do very well
perennial
and make the playoffs.
Powerhouses.
Yep, you got it. You can say it better than I can.
Here's Eric Medina to kick off, and we're ready to go in the third quarter. Can the Trojans bring that energy from the second quarter into
the kick
next?
It goes out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Now, they'll take the ball. That's the second time that's happened. So Fairfield's going to get the ball at their 35-yard line. Okay. So, again, they have Voss Richardson at quarterback, Zandrick Allison, Luke Consul, and Ethan Bisgard. They've been running the ball in the first half. Again, they had 181 yards in our stat sheet, all on the ground. Again, only one pass.
So they're going to re-kick here,
okay,
yeah.
Okay, they're going to re-kick. So they do have the option of re-kicking. Okay. So the kick out of bounds results in a 5-yard walk-off, and Medina will now try it from the 35.
And Medina, you know, he's having a full night. I mean, Zandrick Allison is too on the other side for Fairfield, but, you know, going both ways. And he's been very active in this run game for South Tama on the offensive side as well as his linebacker duties.
Now the Trojans We'll redo it all over again here. Again, a big part of this ball game right here. This is the latest, biggest play in the game right here. The opening kickoff. Well, he's going to squib this one down the middle of the field. It's going to be picked up by Fairfield. And a nice return up the middle of that.
Hollander
will
on
be Hollander,
the
yep.
return there for Fairfield, and they'll set up.
Now we've got a penalty marker behind the play, and this might be on South Tama.
Yeah.
Out to the 34-yard line.
So possibly a, well, we'll see.
Extracurriculars.
Yeah.
Personal foul on South Tama. Now that's not good. That'll put the ball up at the 49-yard line. So 2 penalties to start the second half.
And more, more than the yardage at this point, just starting with that kind of rhythm with 2 penalties and just kind of getting your defense out there on a hiccup, so to speak. On the 48, they go up to.
48, all right. So Fairfield will get great field position to start this drive. As the quarterback, Voss Richardson, again, T formation, tight formation, no wide receivers. Let's see if they try to throw a surprise pass out of one of these formations here. As it is Allison, the running back off the right side, has a nice gain on first down. As Medina and Bear and a couple other Trojans in there, including Garrett Sermon.
Young Bear kind of peeling off the bottom, too.
So a gain of, well, close to 5. 4 yards we'll give him. That's Allison. And again, all on the ground in the first half for Fairfield. Again, they run no wide receivers. 2nd down and 6. Bisgard off the left side, broke away from one man, but couldn't get away from the second. Tanner Large and Eric Youngbear. Youngbear wrapped him up, and Large kind of helps clean up the play. Bisgard, more of the outside runner, got a couple on that play.
3rd down and 4 now. A big 3rd down here after the 2 penalties to start things off in the 3rd. Just inside Trojan territory.
And we'll see what the 3rd down play comes up with. They more than likely will go for it on 4th down if this play is positive. It is Allison. Got a block, but a nice play there by Clegg. Yep, Tyrus Clegg from the cornerback spot knocks Allison down at about the 45. That's only a gain of 1. I still say they're going to go for it here.
Still say they're going for it here, yeah.
Because they're down 29-13.
Oh, yeah.
You're in opponent territory, and you might as well go for it here, as they're going to bring in a new player that's actual star into the game.
They had him slotted, and the starters I got, he was rotated in with another lineman, so I don't know. They kind of different looks for those 2.
4th and 3. The pitch goes to Bisgard. He tries the outside, and I don't know. Going to be close.
Going to be very close.
Going to be close, but I don't know. Nick Upaw was in there. Jeanette as well. Slow to get up. In fact, not getting up is South Tama's. One of the South Tama players.
Is that? No, it's not
that's
Bear.
Clegg.
That's Clegg.
Clegg. They're going to bring in the chains to measure. Tyrus Clegg, slow to get up. He's walking gingerly,
on his own, but he's,
back to the sidelines. So this is a big measurement coming up here as Bisgard tried the left side. They tried the outside run that time. He's the outside runner. And here we go. They're going to bring in the chains from the far sidelines. This is going to be awful close here. Bisgard is going to be short by inches. He didn't get it. He didn't get it. And South Tama will take over the football. We talked about it. Defensive stop to start the 3rd quarter, and we got one.
So South Tama stands tall inside their own 50 and forces the turnover on downs. Now can they convert? Let's see if things can get rolling here for the Trojans after a couple early penalties. And Tyrus Clegg trying to run out the pain there on the sideline. Hope to see him back.
Okay, from the 42. And this is a 1st down carry and a nice carry off the right side.
Good push after contact
I think that was
there.
Blocker of the ball carrier.
I think so too.
Again, they're still in that Maryland eye.
Marcus Bear at that fullback position has not gotten the ball a lot tonight, but he's really doing a lot of heavy lifting in the blocking game.
Blocker with good blocking by his offensive lineman, a gain of 5. He's close to 100 yards on the night. Melis, Hannes, Veramontes, Youngbear, and Cervantes up front, and Upa as well, the tight end. Tanner Large is your quarterback. Medina, second man through, fights up the middle.
Medina with some room to run.
Got a first down and a whole lot more.
He is heading downhill. What a run there for Eric Medina, pushing the Trojans forward, looking very similar to the drives that we saw in the first half.
Nice run there for 15 yards for Medina. He's closing in on 100 on the night. We got him at 90, 91. That's first down number 14 for South Tama. And a fresh 4. Actually, they're going to give him the 37, so we'll give him let's give him an extra yard. We'll pad the stats. I'm all for padding the stats.
First and 10 on the 37, same formation, the handoff to Blocker.
Good burst. Again, nice running, nice blocking up front. Blocker.
Maybe a 5-yard run there.
Anthony Thompson, too, as South Tama's tight formation, too. They don't have anybody out there wide. They'll give him the 33. 4 for Blocker. We've got him for over 100 yards on the night.
Tanner Large running the ball on for South Tama. He's had a nice first half of play. Looks poised in there in his first start.
Yep. And they're easing him in with these running plays.
They are, yep.
Medina hunting for room, pushing the pile. Nice block again. Going to be
close
third
to
down.
The line there.
He's third down.
Flag
but
goes out.
Oh, got a flag. Well, at the 34. In the area of holding, unfortunately. He got the 29. Dead ball foul. Personal foul on Fairfield.
Fairfield, wow.
Okay, well, scratch that. Scratch the hold to give us a personal foul. So Medina will gain 4 on the carry to the 29. And the penalty, the personal foul penalty, their 9th of the ball game for 70 yards. Should put the ball at about the 14-yard line. Well, they're going to go half the distance, or 10 yards.
The story so far for Fairfield really been these penalties.
He said they marked it, first of all, at the 19. They're going to mark it at the 15. So that is half the distance to the goal.
Oof.
So 69 yards in penalties, but we're not going to quibble over a yard.
First and 10 now for the Trojans after the penalty by Fairfield.
Blocker on the pitch. And
gets caught up near the line of scrimmage.
He broke one tackle just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Well, can't get.
Second down now on the 15-yard line. No gain on that play.
And again, South Tama has won the battle of the turnover.
Yeah.
And now the defensive stand to start the third quarter.
But Fairfield, they've proven dangerous in the first half. They've got some big playability with those running backs.
Second and 10 from the 15. Again, the Trojans have run exclusively from the Maryland I. Medina off the right side, and this time not much there. Spinning for a couple. Allison was in there. And also Dre Smithberg, who's had a pretty good ball game for Fairfield tonight. He's been on several plays.
3rd and 8 now on the 13 after the 2-yard run from South Tama.
Well, Medina is close to 100 yards. 200 yards on our stat sheet between Blocker and Medina. 102 for Blocker, 98 for Medina. And Iowa high school math or middle school math says that's 200 yards.
Yeah.
Okay, it's third down and 8. Trojans, well, they put the ball in the air. Large is going to roll to the right. He looks, he throws, it is dropped. Marcus Bear had it in his hands, but couldn't hold on.
Right at the sideline there, so 4th down now.
Now let's see what South Tama decides to do here.
Yeah, kind of an interesting with the field position the way it is.
At the 13-yard line. Well, let's see, if they try a field goal, it would be about a 30, 31-yarder. They're going to attempt the field goal, it looks like here. Nick Upaw will hold. Medina had a kick blocked earlier. You don't want to have a blocked kick return for a touchdown here, something like that. Get the kick at least into the air. They blocked one earlier. It was called a touchback. The ball is marked at the 22, a 32-yard attempt. Snap, spot, kick is low, no good.
So kind of a pair of defensive stops on either side, one for South Tama, and then Fairfield forces the field goal that was no good. And we're back. We're just kind of swinging back and forth here. But that late touchdown in the second quarter really is the difference right now. As you know, both of these defenses kind of trading blows.
Touchback on the missed field goal, so the ball will be at the 20-yard line for Fairfield. So South Tama got a first down on that drive and really couldn't do much else with it. Here is Richardson wanting to pass, and it's complete here to the near side, and it's going to be a first down catch as Dylan Adam makes the catch. There's a new player that hasn't had any stats, at least,
called that one
on the year. And he's going to have a first down for Fairfield. That's their 7th. Ball is up to the 32, so a gain of 12 on that first pass completion of the night for Richardson. Again, he's only thrown it 74 times on the year. So 1st and 10 from the 32 as they go back to that I formation. And this time a big run off the left side, and Console pushes the pile all the way up to the 50-yard line.
What a run there.
So
we got a South Tama Trojan, kind of Young Bear slow to get up. He's on his feet, but this is where depth is going to come into play into this second half as fatigue begins to play a role.
Console for 16. He's got 100 yards on our stat sheet in the ball game. As you see the clock winding down to about the halfway mark of the third quarter, 6 down, 6 to go coming up here after this snap. Fairfield now with a couple of first downs. As again from that T formation, Allison the running back, and this time South Tama does a better job defensively, but Allison does peck ahead for a couple. Garrett Sermon, who's been on several plays tonight. Jeanette also for South Tama. They're going to place the ball in South Tama Trojan territory at the 49. Allison for 3 on that carry.
2nd and 7 here for the Fairfield offense. They move the ball down the field on a big pass play from Voss Richardson a couple moments ago.
Dylan Adam. And now here's Allison on the run. Nope, pardon me, I believe that's Bisgard. Nope, it's Allison. Sermon again. Clegg back in the ball game for South Tama. Helped out on that play, but not before a first down carry.
And so the Fairfield run game, again, you know, pushing the sticks, pushing the ball, and we're seeing kind of what they looked like in that first half.
So at the 40-yard line for Fairfield in South Tama territory, it's a first down. As again from the tee, this is Allison, and this time off the right side, they're still pushing that pile.
Gang tackle.
And finally maybe a yard, and that's about it. Medina for South Tama, Nick Upaw, Jeanette, and Bear on the tackle or on the play. Nope, no gain. So after all that pushing, no gain for Allison.
South Tama Marching Band heading to Cedar Rapids tomorrow for their state competition at Kingston Stadium. 11:15, I believe, the start time for the Marching Band. Good luck to them.
2nd down, 10. Richardson, and this is Console off the left side. He's got some room. Down the sidelines he goes. Large can't control him.
First and then some.
First down.
For Luke Console, the big senior for Fairfield.
And he's inside the 25, just outside the red zone. They're going to place it at the 21, 19 yards. He's on over 100 on the night. 192, 198. Yep, they're moving the ball on the ground here.
Yeah, they are.
1st and 10 from the South Tama 21, again from that tee. It is Richardson wanting to pass.
Fake.
He looks to the end zone. It's going to be incomplete and a flag.
Oh, that could be interference there.
Bisgard was the intended receiver. Michael Henry was the defender for South Tama. That's going to be a pass interference on South Tama. And that will be a half the distance to the goal penalty. It'll be a first down. So 4 first downs on this drive for Fairfield, or 3 first downs. They had 1 earlier on their other drive.
Yeah.
So this is half the distance to the goal, so the ball should be at the, well, they're going to mark it at the 12. Okay, they mark it at the 12.
Really kind of a new game in starting over in this third quarter here is South Tama with a 2-score lead, but Fairfield not showing any quit as they are just into South Tama red zone territory.
The officials are,
thinking about
it is a first down.
Yeah.
The ball is at the 11-yard line. So it's a 10-yard penalty. The ball will be at the 11. So they can pick up a first down at the 1. And now they'll go back to the huddle here. So the ball is at just outside the 10, at the 11. So they can get a first down at the 1. So it's not first and goal yet. Allison. Medina can't wrap him up, and Allison is into the end zone for a Fairfield touchdown.
Zandrick Allison punches it through for Fairfield, and they respond here in the third quarter.
11 yards on the run for Zandrick Allison. That's his second touchdown of the night. And with 3:41 to go in the third quarter, Fairfield on the board.
Tell you, we've got the concession stand right underneath of us here. We're in a kind of a breezeway between these two press boxes. It smells absolutely mouth-watering underneath of us here.
Here's a two-point conversion attempt that's no good. They missed the two-point conversion.
So good job to South Tama's defense. We're going to step away for just a moment. We'll be right back with the kickoff.
Trojan Country would like to say thank you to all of our local fall season sponsors. They include Bock State Farm, Iowa Premium, MercyCare Tama, Stein-Hrabak Floor Coverings, Hrabak Lumber, Medicap Pharmacy, TFD Photo and Film, Kruse-Phillips Funeral Home, Marquess and Hoyer Law Office, Tommy Hexter for Iowa, S&S Car Wash, Darling Ingredients, The Pump, Scharnweber's, Eric H. Media, Assured Partners Insurance, State Bank of Toledo, and Appraisal and Real Estate Services.
Welcome back live to Trojan Country here in Fairfield, Iowa. Darvin Graham and Jeff Byer with you here on the call. We just had a touchdown from Fairfield, and Trojans still maintaining a 10-point lead, 29-19.
7 plays, 80 yards on the drive after the missed field goal. Zandrick Allison with an 11-yard run, his second touchdown of the night, but the extra point fails here, so a 10-point advantage for South Tama as we have the Fairfield kickoff coming up. And will they onside it or kick it deep? He's going to kick it deep. It'll pinwheel down, taken by Tyrus Clegg here on the near sidelines. And got about a 10-yard return.
Out to the 30. Clegg had a really nice return in the first half. Broke through into around the 50-yard line. That time he gets to the 30.
And a pass interception, so he's been active.
He has been, yeah.
Well, 30-yard line is not bad field position. Now let's see if South Tama can drive the ball down the field like they did on the first drive. Didn't get any points out of it, but milk a little clock and get some positive things going again on offense here. As South Tama's had their largest output of the year yardage. Now for the first time in the game, South Tama with a wide receiver. Upaw here to the near side. Large to blocker, hunting for running room, and fights it for a nice gain on first down. Nicely done. Little extracurriculars after as Marcus Bear and Luke Consul were
about a 5-yard gain there, bringing up second down, maybe even 6.
Yep, they were in a little scuffle there, but nothing, no harm. Yep, got 6 yards on that play for blocker. And again, moving from quarterback to running back.
Yeah, we really haven't. We heard, you know, that blocker would go if they went back to their base formation, but they've stayed in this eye throughout the duration, and it's been Tanner Large under center.
Medina off the right side. Got the first down, it looks like. Just hunting for running room.
Yeah.
Looking. No, dancing around. Got the first down. That's 15 in the game for South Tama. And let's see, the ball crosses the 40 out to the 41. So Medina now on our stat sheet is over 100 yards on the night. 103, blocker with 108. 211, 218 yards on our stat sheet. Rushing for South Tama in the game as we go back to a tight formation with no wide receivers from the Maryland I. Medina off the left side, tries to break the tackle from Consul. Holds on to the ball after being brought down for maybe a yard gain on the play. And Eric
maybe 2 they give him there.
Well, he's down. Yeah, he's not getting up. Timeout. Medina has been busy.
Yeah.
And now with 2:15 to go in the third quarter,
And,
an injury timeout.
One of the coaches
Medina.
from Fairfield coming over to help stretch out Eric Medina.
They'll give him a yard on the play.
We'll step away for just a moment while we have the injury timeout. We'll be back after this. Thanks for being with us. Welcome back live from Fairfield, Iowa here. Coming out of this injury timeout, Eric Medina makes his way to the sideline. Looks like just a cramp there for the sophomore.
Well, you know, it's unseasonably warm again
Yeah,
today.
it is.
And, you know, we talk about hydration in the early part of the season when it's 85, 90 degrees.
Just as important.
It was 88 degrees
Yeah.
today, close to 90 in some
Yeah.
areas. All right, on the 2nd down and 9 play, not much there for the
Short
South Tama
gain.
running back. I believe that was Blocker, the 3rd running back in the backfield. Yep.
Brought down by most of the Fairfield defense.
And a gain of maybe a yard for Blocker. They're going to give him the 43, another yard. So possession down on 3rd and 8 for South Tama. Blockers carried the ball 24 times in our stat sheet. With Medina out of the game right now, we've got Marcus Bear, I believe, in there as a fullback. And Garrett Sermon is the 2nd running back at 3rd and 8 for Tanner Large. Pitch is to Blocker. He's in open field.
Misses,
close
gets
to the
one to
first
miss.
down. Oh, nice play by Blocker there. They kind of spread it out there, kind of got him, not a first down. Now a big decision for
Yeah.
South Tama here.
Inside
Blocker
the
got close
50.
to 7. It doesn't look like a first down.
Trojans have yet to punt tonight as well, which is interesting.
No, we give Blocker close to 7. This is not a first down, I don't believe.
No.
But again,
Very
a
close,
decision for
though.
South Tama with 1:11 to go in the
They're
third
gonna bring
quarter.
the chains out
Yeah,
again.
Yeah, they'll
Look at
bring the
that.
chains out, but it looks like it's short.
I think so,
from our
too.
vantage point as we put on the binoculars here to look at the play. I think South Tama is going to be about as short as Fairfield was the time
Yeah,
before. Yeah,
yeah.
it looks about that way. Maybe a little bit longer, but not by much. So on 4th down from just inside Fairfield territory at the
Less than a
50-yard
yard.
line. Well, Tanner Large is a bigger quarterback than Blocker. Quarterback sneak if you want to go for it here on 4th down.
Got 4th and inches for South Tama.
So this is a key play right here, the latest, biggest play in the game. As Sermon will check out, I think Medina is back in the lineup.
Trotting back on there.
And
Yeah, that's Medina there in the
that
middle.
is Medina. Bear, Medina, and Blocker. And again, I'm sure they'll stack them up tight. How about a 5-yard offside penalty? We haven't had that lately.
I know. That was the trend in the first half there.
Large
Oh.
calling signals. Here's the Sneakity did not get it.
No.
He did not get it. And a big defensive play by Fairfield. They're going to take over the ball at the 50-yard line.
That just felt like a timing thing more than anything. I mean, it just like the line just didn't get the push at the right time. And Fairfield able to get the turnover on down, so you can hear their crowd getting behind the home team.
Nope. As we said, the latest, biggest play of the game goes to Fairfield, and now the ball at the 50-yard line. As Fairfield has great field position and a chance to cut into this 10-point South Tama lead here late in the 3rd quarter. Week number 7 of high school football here in the state of Iowa for the Class 3A. Hard to believe we're the last third of the regular
Yeah.
season. Here's the first down handoff. Allison, big hole, cuts it back, got close to 8 or 9. As Tanner Large helps out. Upaw was also in there, but a big gain on 1st down. 8 yards for Allison.
Final score update for you in Class A. South Winneshiek defeating North Tama 44-36, the final.
2nd and 2 for Fairfield. The ball at the South Tama 42 as we're closing in on the end of the 3rd quarter here. 20 seconds on the play clock. So plenty of time to get this play in for Fairfield. Here's Bisgard, the running back off the left side. He'll have the 1st down. Tanner Large again for South Tama. Eric Youngbear also helping out, but Fairfield has dominated the 3rd quarter here. And again, the defensive stop on the 4th down at the 50-yard line, a big play in this game, a gain of 5 for Bisgard.
Well,
So,
go ahead.
Both teams closing in on 2 runners over 100 yards. And let's see if Fairfield wants to get another playoff before the quarter ends. First down play coming up. They will get the play off. And it is Consul off the left side, got 3 or 4. Cody Blocker helps out in the play. Also getting up was Nick Upon once again, but that's going to be the end of the third quarter.
That'll take us to the end of the third. A fun 3 quarters of action here at Fairfield. The last time these two teams met each other, it went down to the last possession in the 4th quarter. I think we might be headed towards a similar outcome. We'll see what happens in the 4th. Welcome back live from Fairfield, Iowa. Start of the 4th quarter, South Tama leading Fairfield 29-19.
Williamsburg 28, Solon 13 in another game we're following. Okay, a gain of about 4 on that first down play for Fairfield. They start this drive, and now Richardson wants to pass, goes to the far side, and it's going to be knocked away incomplete. Tyrus Clegg defending on the play.
Single coverage there from Clegg, and he does the work.
Bisgard was the intended receiver. It's incomplete. So back to about the 33-yard line we'll go. It's 3rd down for Fairfield. They're in 4-down territory. So Richardson on the night has attempted 3 passes, and he's got the Woody Hayes stat line going. He has 1 completion, 1 incompletion, and 1 interception.
Large just with 1 pass attempt tonight?
Large has 2 pass attempts.
2, he's 1 for 2. Okay.
3. He's 2 for 3.
There we go.
Okay, pitch back near side. That's the running back to the 35-yard line. Consul once again, and that's a first down run. 13 first downs for Fairfield. They're catching up in that department.
Yeah, that run game is
South Tama with 15 on our stat sheet unofficially. 8 yards for Consul.
South Tama's kind of thrown 2 running backs at this Fairfield defense. Meanwhile, Fairfield has the 3. Yeah.
And Allison is close to 100 yards. Consul 131 on our stat sheet unofficially from the inside the 25. First down Fairfield. South Tama by 10 here in the 4th quarter, as it is Bisgard, the ball carrier this time. He gets down to about the 19. Well, they'll give him the 20. So 5 more for him. He's closing in on 50 yards on the night. Well, Fairfield's got a decent running attack. Boy, if they were in a different district, they might be a factor. But you've got Solon, Williamsburg, Benton Community, Grinnell, on and on and on and on. 2nd down 5 in the red zone to the 20, and now a false start.
So there's that familiar penalty from the first half. Quick update on the Knoxville game tonight. That just went final. Creston, a big night against the Knoxville Panthers, 70-0 the final in that one.
10 penalties accepted in this game on Fairfield. That'll make a coach go crazy. 10 penalties. So 2nd and 10 from the 25, again from the tee. Richardson to Allison off the right side, breaking a couple of tackles, still driving ahead, and nope, he got a big gain on first down. On 2nd down, make it.
Not quite enough for the first, but that'll be real close.
He's down to about
3rd and inches almost.
Well, 3rd down and inches to go, so it's a 4-down territory here again. So we've got Allison over 100 yards on the night. So both teams have 2 runners over 100 yards. 3rd and inches from the 15. Richardson sets him down in the tight formation again. Hand off to Allison. He'll have the first down as South Tama makes the tackle on the right side of the formation. Medina and Bear on the play, but a couple yards on the play.
Medina gets in there and wraps the ankles, and Bear came in to help out, but good stop there by the linebackers.
But Fairfield now at the 13-yard line. As you see on the clock, 9:48 and ticking here in the 4th quarter. South Tama by 10, but Fairfield has, except for the first drive of the 3rd quarter by South Tama, it's been all Fairfield here. Here is a handoff off the right side, and running with the ball is Consul, fighting off tacklers and going in for a touchdown.
Wow, that was one heck of a stiff arm there.
Yep.
Consul just kind of manhandled his way past Medina and then into the end zone, and so here comes Fairfield. 2 straight touchdowns. South Tama going to need to reset themselves into the second half.
So a big drive, and again, it was the big play, the defensive play that they stopped South Tama on 4th and goal, or 4th and inches at the 50-yard line. So that's a score for Fairfield to close the gap.
29-25, here comes a PAT from Zandrick Allison.
And the snap, the spot, and the kick is on the way. It's good.
It is good. Score update at Pearl Smith Field. 29 South Tama, 26 Fairfield. The Trojans from South Tama clinging to the first half lead that is slowly evaporating here in Fairfield. We'll be right back after. Welcome back live from Fairfield, Iowa. Here's the kickoff.
Allison kicks it off, pinwheels it down to Michael Henry. It goes over his head. He picks it up at the 11-yard line. Henry dances down the sidelines, has a little running room across the 30, but a flag comes out. This will come back. This will come back. Penalty markers on the field. 2 of them were thrown in the same vicinity. Nice return by Henry, but South Tama is going to be penalized and backed up deep in their own territory. Illegal block in the back. You get that on those kickoff returns. That was a 9-play, 50-yard drive. Again, they turned it over on downs. They stopped South Tama at the 50-yard line, and now South Tama is going to start deep in their own territory. 29-26 our score. A couple of score updates I want to give you. GMG defeated Meskwaki Settlement School 52-0. And it is Benton Community 35, Grinnell 7.
A couple final scores. Gladbrook Rhinebeck goes final 49-8, defeating Clarksville. Harlan comes out with a win against Nevada, 24-21, final score there.
1st and 10, South Tama from their own 7-yard line. So on the first down play, it is a run off the left side, and not much there. Medina off the left side. And they're going to give him the 10 and a gain of about 3 for Medina. As we have, I've got Eric Medina, 20 carries, 107 yards, blocker. Cody Blocker, 25 carries for 116 for South Tama running in the game. 2nd down and 7. Trojans from their own 10-yard line. Tanner Large has gone all the way at quarterback. He wants to pass, going to throw to Marcus Bear. Bear across the 10, has some running room, 15, fighting for the first down, but he's not going to get there. But it's going to be close. They
shoestring tackle there around the 15-yard line.
That's a play that South Team has run a couple times earlier in the year. The Bear kind of floats out against the kind of a throwback play. Gain of about 5.
3rd and 3 now on the 14-yard line. South Tama needing to get out of their own territory here and just establish themselves in this next drive. Plenty of time on the clock. They do have a lead still, but Fairfield with the momentum after 2 straight touchdown drives.
3rd and 2 from the 15. Large to Blocker, up the middle, driving, first down. He's up to near the 20-yard line. There's again, the latest, biggest play in this game is a Cody Blocker first down run. South Tama, their 16th of the night. That breaks the tie in that department. And we're going to place the ball just across the 19, in between the 19 and the 20.
A couple other score updates. Wapsie Valley shuts out BCLUW. Final score 46-0. Iowa Valley stays perfect. They win against HLV 74-36 final score.
1st and 10 from just about the 20. Handoff up the middle. Medina got about 3, and that's it before being rocked back. As Medina has been, he's been blocking, running. He's been kicking. He's been linebacking. Of course, you can see that for a lot of the Trojans of South Tama. They're going to give him close to 4 out near the 23-yard line. You know, when they place the ball inside the yard markers, it's, well, that's close to almost 4. It's 2nd down, 6.5, really, from the 23 after the penalty. Large to Blocker, cuts it back, and forward progress is up to about the 24. Not much there.
Bringing up 3rd down.
1 yard for Blocker.
Brought down by Luke Hansel and Trace Pickford.
And Tanner Large talking to his sideline there, getting the play to bring in. Maybe a little frustration there. Not sure what's exactly. Things, you know, the run game's still kind of moving forward, but we'll see what this next play brings about.
As we're closing in on the halfway mark of the 3rd quarter, South Tama down to 10 seconds now on the play clock here. 3rd down, about 5.5 to go. Large gives off to Medina off the left side, and maybe a yard, maybe 2, and that's about it. Up to about the 27. But it's 4th down.
So fatigue, I feel like, is playing a role here against Fairfield in this stretch of the game, with the Fairfield Trojans kind of
4th and 2 at the 27. As you mentioned, South Tama has not punted in the game yet.
Yeah.
Medina does have a 29-yard average on the year.
And he will line up to punt.
Line up in punt formation.
It's going to be Bisgard, the returner, set up at the 35. Roughly.
5.5 left. The pass is good from center. Kick is away. It will come to the near side. It goes out of bounds just across the 50-yard line. Well, they're going to mark it right at the 50-yard line. That's where Fairfield got there last time. There's a flag down.
I don't see where. Oh.
Where is the flag?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it.
I thought the PA man said a flag was down. Well, let's hold everything here. Personal foul. Running into the kicker on
against
Fairfield. Now, it's going to be it's a personal foul, so that's 15 yards. A running into the kicker is only 5, but that's still a first down either way. Well,
what
you know,
a crucial mistake there for Fairfield.
Yeah. Well, again, we'll take the ball. It's up to the 43. That's a 15-yard walk-off. That's 89 yards in penalties. That is roughing the kicker. Now that's a 15-yard penalty. It was a first down either way, because South Tama needed 2 yards.
Yep.
So they got 15 out of that deal. It was going to be first down either way. So, well, let's keep this drive alive.
Yeah, 1st and 10 for the Trojans on their own 43. That could, ball loose underneath the pile.
Ball loose underneath. No. He still got it.
Still got it. Okay. It just looked a little broken, a little bobbled there.
Yeah. I think, no, that was Bear on the bottom of the pile.
All good, all safe.
Right. From that angle, it looks like,
a loss on the run, though. 2nd and 11 now on the 42. South Tama
Both teams have all 3 of their timeouts remaining here in the 4th quarter. Let's see if Fairfield takes a timeout after this play.
Yeah.
We'll see what they do. They figure they're plenty of time. Blocker cuts it back. Nice gain.
Nice run there by
across
Cody
the 45.
Blocker. Regaining the little bit of territory, getting down to the right close to the 50.
7 yards on the carry.
I'll call it the 49.
Well, no timeout taken.
No, and the clock keeps running here. 4:20 left in the 4th quarter.
Well, the Trojans will get this play. The play will start with under 4 to go. But again, this was about the area of the field where they went for it and didn't get it.
Yep.
But it's 3rd down, about 5 to go. South Tama from their 49 from the Maryland I. And they've got a power formation set to the right. They go to the left with Cody Blocker. He's into the open, has the first down.
First down, Trojans.
Cody Blocker on a nice run. And again, very patient on that run.
Yeah.
There was a tackler there, and he made just a little move, not much, but a first down.
Got his head up. You can see he's kind of waiting for his blockers.
Down to the Fairfield, about the 42-yard line. So that's a 9-yard pickup for Blocker on that big 3rd down run.
And time crucial here with that 3-point lead. Just getting the ball down the field, you got to look to score. I mean, you can't.
Got to keep matriculating the ball down the field.
Yep.
But again, let's see what Fairfield decides to do if they want to call a timeout.
Right.
6 on the play clock, plenty of time for Tanner Large, and he'll give it to Blocker again off the left side. Fights ahead. Pyle is moved. He's inside the 40. And now Fairfield will take their timeout, the first of the half.
We will step away after this and be back with more action from the 4th quarter here live from Fairfield. Thanks for being with us on All right, welcome back live from Fairfield, Iowa. Out of this timeout, 2nd and 6 for the Trojans.
Blocker again after a gain of 4. Blocker to the outside. Not a first down, but got a nice run inside the 35 that forces Fairfield to call their 2nd timeout, which is okay because they'll, even if they get the ball back, they won't have any timeouts left. Blocker, well, they're going to give him the 34. That's 4 more yards for Cody Blocker. I tell you, this team has been on the short end of a lot of games where you're down early in a game. The 2 weeks ago, Williamsburg, you're down 28.
Grinnell was the same.
Last week, it was more of a steady. Williamsburg was more blitz right away. Grinnell was more of a steady, slow climb. It's 3rd down and 2, so it is 4 down territory for South Tama. They will go for it. They're not going to kick no field goal or punt the ball. There's no rhyme or reason to do either one of those things right now. So with 3:16 on the clock, it's 3rd and 2. Here's the latest, biggest play in the game right here. From the Maryland I, Tanner Large with the 3 running backs. He lost the ball. And I think Fairfield has got the ball.
Yeah, the Fairfield players signaling they think they have it, and I think they do.
They got it.
South Tama with you hear the crowd react there. South Tama with a big fumble recovery in this first half, and here's
Calvin McLean on the fumble recovery.
Calvin McLean from Fairfield getting one for the Fairfield Trojans. They are kind of backed into their own territory now, but now they have an opportunity after kind of clawing their way back into this game in the second half with 3 minutes and 14 seconds left. Can South Tama's defense avoid giving up the lead here after they have led the entire way in Week 7 against Fairfield.
From the 36-yard line with one timeout, Richardson wants to pass. Near side sliding catch is made. That's Allison on the catch. And it's a gain up to the
It's a 5-yard
42.
gain up to the
41, gain of 5. No timeout taken. Allison, first catch of the night for him. From the 42, 41. A running play, Bisgard. And it looks like he'll have the first down. And the ball is at the 47. Gain of 6 for Bisgard. So Fairfield keeps the ball. 2:40 on the clock as you see it. Fairfield down by 3. Field goal ties, touchdown takes the lead. Richardson wants to pass, he throws, flag is out. The ball is caught down the sidelines, but we'll wait for the penalty marker at the 40-yard line. Holding Fairfield.
Oof.
Holding Fairfield.
Wow, these penalties tonight for Fairfield in particular just have been 2 steps forward, 1 flag back.
That's a dozen in the game.
Yeah.
So holding on Fairfield. And now the flag was thrown at the 40-yard line, but they're going to mark it off from the line of scrimmage back to the 36. You know, the ball was actually the 47, but again, I'm not going to quibble.
So
that is
first and 20 now.
That is 99 yards in penalty loss for Fairfield from their 36. Now they'll spread the field. Richardson drops to throw. To the side, it is caught. Down the sidelines, Clegg knocks Bisgard out of bounds.
Makes it back just beyond the original line of scrimmage, setting up a 2nd and 10 now.
Up to the 46, 10 yards on the pickup. But more importantly for Fairfield, that stops the clock.
Stops the clock, yeah.
South Tama needs to keep the ball, keep them in bounds somehow. 2nd down and 10. From the 46, Richardson from the spread, throws near side, ball is caught. Bisgard in open field, making tacklers miss in a big first down. Here comes Fairfield into South Tama territory. Bisgard in the catch.
Fairfield really heading downhill here, this offense. Seeing the end zone twice without interruption. And now a 2-minute drill with 1:53 clock running.
Now they have plenty of time to call anything they want.
They do.
First down carry. Consul is the ball carrier.
Right up the middle.
To the left. Consul. And now Fairfield. Consul is hurt. He's slow to get up. Consul gets 8 yards. Injury timeout helps Fairfield. That stops the clock.
Yeah.
8 yards for Consul, but he is
important
the injured
cog
player
of this offense, and they're not stretching him out, so hard to tell what's going on. But
with 1:39 to play in the game, again Fairfield with plenty of time. Get a first down that will stop the clock on any first down.
Last update from Marion. Marion Wolves facing Decorah tonight, and Decorah, a top 10 team in Class 4A, and they're looking like it. They're leading in the 4th quarter, 50-7 is the last update on that one.
They're attending a Consul here. And he's up. He'll have to come out of the game for 1 play. Marshalltown 26, Ames 21 with 1:30 to play. Ames with an onside kick coming in that ball game.
Oh, wow. Quick throwing up a announcement here. Coming up next week at the South Tama Elementary, it's the Donuts with Dudes event in the morning for any South Tama student in the elementary. They can invite a man in their life, a dad, an uncle, grandpa, anybody that's important to them. October 17th from 7 to 8:30 at South Tama Elementary.
Delay here as the injured player Consul to the sidelines here. It doesn't look like he's going to return, but
yeah, he's moving pretty slow.
But right now, and helped off the field here, the Fairfield team was ready to hit the line of scrimmage, but the injured player was still here at the sidelines. Hadn't gotten him to the bench as of yet, and that's why we have the delay. Hope the young man is all right. He's a good football player. 2nd and 2 for Fairfield when we get back to action here.
Another quick announcement. On Tuesday, October 15th, this coming week, the Weeding Theater will have a pop-up to-go meal fundraiser. It's going to be hot beef, mashed potatoes, green beans, and a dessert for $15. Help support the Weeding Theater on Tuesday, October 15th from 5 to 6:30. Carry out only. So if you want to get dinner on this coming Tuesday, go over to the Weeding and get yourself some food and support the Weeding Theater.
The officials are discussing something here, and I'm not sure what the discussion is.
Update from the Benton and Grinnell game. Still Benton Community in control in the 4th quarter. 35-7 was the score at last check. Roland Story clinging to a short lead, 28-21 in the 4th quarter against Des Moines Christian. And Williamsburg leading Solon 28-13 in the 4th. Solon could take their 2nd straight loss if they are unable to mount a comeback.
Benton Community 38, Grinnell 7, 4:33 to go now in the ball game there.
All right, we're ready to go here after the injury timeout. 1:39 left in the 4th quarter. South Tama has held the lead so far, but
clinging,
yep.
2nd and 2. Here comes the blitz. And now, flag is down. Flag is down. It's going to be false start on Fairfield.
On Fairfield.
The official on the far side calls it.
Legal procedure against Fairfield.
Illegal procedure, false start. That is a baker's dozen tonight in penalties. I'll take mine glazed. Thank you. The road hamburger report. Roland Story was the best.
Okay.
Knoxville was pretty good. This was pretty good. You were smelling the food. That was the Italian chicken, I think, is what you were smelling. So,
some specialties in the Fairfield concession
we got a
stand.
nail biter, and we're talking food here. It's 2nd down and 7. Richardson from the shotgun, back to pass, has time. The ball is blocked. It's almost intercepted. Ooh. Marcus Bear got his hands on it, and Nick Upaw was this close to ending this ball game.
Wow.
Ooh.
So pressure in the backfield there for the South Tama defense.
Yep.
Kinzer Jeanette, Nick Upaw, Marcus Bear.
Marcus Bear got his hand up there, and Nick Upaw with diving attempt couldn't come up with it. Well,
hey, that's all right.
It's a game of inches, and it was inches there.
The penalty, the pressure, and a near interception off of a quarterback. What could have been a sack too, honestly.
Let's see if we try it again.
Yeah.
Receivers all over the place for Richardson. He has time this time, throws far side. It's incomplete behind, and now they're going to get a roughing the passer call on Young Bear. Roughing the passer on Young Bear.
That is tough here. It's just, a high-pressure situation. Both of these teams have been on the losing end of a lot of games this year, so high stakes for both of them, wanting to get another win or get a win in the case of South Tama. So, the high school kids kind of feeling the pressure here, and who can maintain their composure the best with 1:29 left on the clock. But a fun night of football here tonight at Fairfield, either way.
Allison is their kicker. He has not made a field goal all year, but they haven't really attempted hardly any either. So from the 21-yard line, Fairfield on 1st and 10, trying to take the lead late in the game. Richardson on a fake, throws to the outside. It's Bisgard. He can't hold on to the ball.
Right. It just bounces right off of his hands. But again, this is a team that does not throw the ball very much, and they haven't tonight either.
They've got 1:24 left and a timeout at the 21-yard line.
Just start running it.
You can run the football here, but again,
high pressure situations for both coaches in these teams.
Yeah, Richardson had 3 in a row completions, now 2 incompletions in a row, and then a roughing the passer penalty as well. So now they're back to the tee, and again, they have 1 timeout. It's a fake on the run. Richardson throws. It's going to be over everybody and not even close to being
incomplete.
caught.
Just wanted to get a look at that. Kind of burns it down there. Third down.
I don't know what the thinking is on the South Tama sideline. We'll see what this play develops.
It'll be 3rd and 10.
You know, South Tama can, the one thing that the South Tama can do is to slow the game down. South Tama can call a timeout. They have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. You're not going to get much in the way of offense, you know, to save a timeout for offense. So we may see South Tama take a timeout here, depending on what the play is here. As Richardson is pressured, throws for the end zone, got a man wide open. It's incomplete. He overthrew the wide open player. That was Bisgard.
Yeah.
Oh, he made a move, and a double move, and they, well.
Just a little too far.
Well, you know, South Tama almost had an interception by inches.
Yeah.
That's, you know, that's maybe a foot there. Bisgard made some sort of move, and the defensive back slipped or didn't follow.
So 4th down.
Let's see if South Tama calls a timeout here. The coach is looking at the referee on the sidelines, but I don't think they're going to take one here.
They're going to let it roll, and
here we go. 4th and 10. Here's Richardson. Has time. He's hit. He goes to the sidelines. It is incomplete, and it's going to be South Tama taking over the ball.
Holy cow.
Medina was the defender. Bisgard, there's another penalty. Another penalty.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
Could this... Well, now what we got here? Roughing the passer again.
Roughing the passer.
They called roughing the passer again.
Wow. So 2 roughing the passer penalties against the South Tama defense in this second half. And these penalties have really just been swinging this game. And it's really kind of, it's just curious to me to see.
Now, again,
I mean, at this point, you got to throw.
South Tama's blitzing.
Yeah.
They want to put pressure on the quarterback. No. And that's going to put the ball inside the 10-yard line.
With first down, and I mean, you can tie it with a field goal here.
But again, they can score a touchdown here.
Yeah, I mean, you want to try and get the points how you can, but.
Well, South Tama was inches away from getting a pass interception that could have iced this game, and now Fairfield has the ball at the South Tama 10.
Now they go back to the run.
Sure, why not? Pitch play, Bisgard off the left side, run out of bounds.
Nearly
inside
to the end
10,
zone.
Inside the 5. Well, they'll give him the 2. Gain of 8. Gain of 8.
It's going to be time. I mean, if they get in the end zone here, there's going to be time on the clock for South Tama's offense.
2nd down from the 2.
And the extra point or the 2-point conversion will play a big role too.
From the 2, Richardson to Allison. They tackle him, but he's into the end zone anyway. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Fairfield, under a minute to go. What a
turn of events.
What a turn of events. You said it, Jeff.
Well, you know, Fairfield had been penalty, and now a couple of big penalties on South Tama on the drive to give Fairfield the advantage here on the run by Allison. And now the extra point attempt. Allison will attempt the kick. High snap, but they get it down. And the kick is good.
Blocker came flying in there, just couldn't get in there quick enough. And that's a tough, you know, this South Tama team's going to have 59 seconds left on the clock. They've got to kind of regather themselves here and try and make one last push. They'll have time to do it.
And they will need a touchdown.
And they'll need a touchdown. Yep.
Well, that was a 64-yard drive, and we had penalties galore in that drive.
We did.
$11 plays. We had 2 roughing the passer calls on South Tama. We had a false start, a holding penalty on Fairfield in that drive. So 33-29, South Tama needs a touchdown. Field goal will not do the trick. And let's see how they play the kickoff here.
Trojans have not been able to get the ball in the end zone in this second half.
So it will be Zandrick Allison to kick off. And here's the boot. It's a kick down the middle. It will be taken by South Tama. Clegg, 20 to the outside, 25-30. Clegg tries to get down the sidelines. There's a flag out again. There's going to be another illegal block in the back. And this is going to be dropping South Tama with longer to go on the field, I'm afraid. Clegg with a nice return.
Yeah.
Tried to get to the outside, but the block in the back is going to bring this back on a 10-yard penalty. And that'll make the yardage a little more, the drive a little longer here with under a minute to go in the ball game. The flag was down at the 34-yard line, so the 10-yard walk-off is to the South Tama 24.
That'll put the ball on the 24-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for South Tama. Trojans again have South Tama Trojans with all 3 of their timeouts remaining. And now let's see what kind of play call we get here for Tanner Large.
Yeah, Tanner's done a great job tonight, but he's not been called on to pass the ball too much.
Now this is going to be a false start here, probably. Officials. Now, illegal procedure on South Tama on the. No, that's 5 penalties here in the 4th quarter. And the 2 roughing the passer penalties, and now an illegal block on the kick return.
Thompson, Medina, and then Upa on that far side. Pressure for Large, throws to the middle.
Intercepted.
Interception.
Now, they make the play at the end, do they? Aiden Porter on the interception that evens the turnovers, and Fairfield will escape with a victory.
South Tama.
They tried to throw that little screen pass over the middle, but Fairfield was there.
That's a tough position to be in for a junior quarterback just coming into his first game. You run the ball all game, and then you got to ask him to pass your way out of things deep in your own territory.
On the 17-yard line.
Ball at the 17-yard line. South Tama again with all 3 timeouts, but Fairfield has the hammer. Let's see if they run the ball here at least once. Nope, they're going to go into the formation, and Richardson will
kneel this one
be
out.
credited with losing yards. Loss of 4. South Tama will not take the timeout. They'll have to run one more play, and that will be it. And Fairfield with a big second half.
Yeah.
As they score 20 points in the second half. And they will.
And that Fairfield defense shuts out the South Tama offense after giving up 29 points in the first half, too.
South Tama went for it on 4th and inches at the 50-yard line, did not make it. And that was the big play in the ball game. The big play in the second half is the Fairfield Trojans defeat the South Tama Trojans tonight by the final score of 33-29. And the Fairfield Trojans pick up their 2nd win of the year, their 1st in district play. And South Tama has a tough stretch here. 2 home games remaining next week at home against Benton Community.
Next week we'll be live, regular kickoff time at 7:30. Benton Community comes to town. And I don't have, let's see, our last updated score from Benton. They were in control. Grinnell looks like they're going to go on to a win. Williamsburg, couple score lead against Solon in the 4th quarter. Don't have a final score update on them yet, but interesting night of football for Class 3A District 5. South Tama falls to 0-7 on their season. Welcome back live from Fairfield, Iowa, here at the end of a barn burner of a game between South Tama and Fairfield. The Trojans of South Tama falling 33-29. And I'll turn it over to Jeff Byer, who's got some unofficial stats for you here.
Okay, let's see here. For some reason.
You're good.
Okay, I'm sure. I don't hear myself. I'm not sure what's happening. There we go.
There you go.
Now I can hear myself.
There
okay.
it is.
All right, 33-29, our final scores. Fairfield outscores South Tama 20-0 in the second half after South Tama led 29-13 at the halftime break. Unofficially, 18 first downs for both teams. 2 turnovers. South Tama in the turnover battle in the first half with Kinzer Jeanette recovering a fumble, Tyrus Clegg on a pass interception, but in the second half, a fumble by South Tama and an interception at the end of the ball game. So two turnovers both ways. That evens out. Penalties, the big story. Fairfield 13 penalties in our stat sheet for 104 yards and lost scrimmage. South Tama 9 penalties for 85 yards. And the big ones late in the game, 2 roughing the passer penalties, including one on 4th down after an incomplete pass. But the roughing the passer kept Fairfield's drive alive. An illegal block in the back on a kick return as well didn't help. We had a total of 9 penalties in the 4th quarter when the game was being decided in that one. So those are team stats we try to keep. For Fairfield, I have them with 319 yards rushing, 42 yards passing. Luke Consul, 12 carries, 152. Zandrick Allison, 13 carries for 106. Voss Richardson, their quarterback, 4 completions in 10 attempts with 1 interception for 42 yards. It was Ethan Bisgard, 2 catches, 25, leading the way for them. Again, 319 for Fairfield running, 42 passing for 361 on our stat sheet unofficially in the game. For South Tama, Eric Medina, 22 carries, 114 yards. It was Cody Blocker on our stat sheet, 31 carries. I have him with 145 yards on the night. So 259 yards between Blocker and Medina running the ball in the game for South Tama. Passing in the game, Tanner Large was 3 of 5 in his first start of his career, 3 of 5 with 1 interception at the end of the game for 48 yards in passing on the night. Anthony Thompson, 1 catch for 22. Cody Blocker, 1 for 21. Marcus Bear, 1 for 5. I have South Tama with Nick Upaw, 1 pass incomplete for him, so 3 for 6 total for South Tama. 263 yards on the ground for South Tama, 48 through the air for 311 yards unofficially on our stat sheet in the game. Touchdowns for South Tama, Tanner Large, a 4-yard run in the first quarter. Cody Blocker on a 7-yard run in the first quarter. Eric Medina with 2 touchdown runs in the second quarter, a 2-yard run with 2:30 to play in the second quarter. Then the last play of the first half was a run of 3 yards for a touchdown. It was 29-13 at halftime, but in the second half, it was Zandrick Allison with 2 touchdowns. Zandrick Allison, 11-yard run, and a 2-yard run was the game winner with 59 seconds left. Luke Consul, a 13-yard run with 9:33 to go in the 4th quarter for Fairfield's second half touchdowns. And those are just some of the key highlights and some of the stats we try to keep here on Trojan Country. And again, South Tama falling short tonight. Fairfield 33, South Tama 29 in a very highly entertaining ball game. If you were a national sportscaster coming into a ball game like a Chris Fowler and Kirk Street, you go home, you don't have to care who wins. We have to care who wins. Unfortunately, South Tama is on the short end of a 33-29 ball game. Great effort by both teams, but it's South Tama moving on, still looking for that first win of the year with 2 very, very tough opponents yet to come. At home next week against Benton Community, 2 weeks from now against Solon. And that's what we have in the stat department tonight.
Yeah, another, I reacted there a moment ago. A big moment for another school that's had a tough few years. Postville up in northeast Iowa got a win tonight against North Cedar. It was North Cedar's homecoming. The final score there, I just saw it come across on Twitter. Postville 14, North Cedar 8. Matthew Dickinson, the reporter there from the Tipton Conservative, getting the score across there. So thanks to him for being out and doing the work this evening. But Postville, looking back for them, They have been on a 39-game losing streak dating back to before the COVID-19 pandemic. That goes back to October 11 of 2019, so literally 19, 20,
COVID
22,
was 20, yeah, 4 years.
4 years. 4 years to the day, and they get their first win since 2019. That has got to feel absolutely incredible for the team, those coaches, that community, and so something to celebrate for sure for a community up in Northeast Iowa. South Tama extends their losing streak to 23 games and will have 2 more chances left this year. I'd like to say thank you to all of our sponsors for being with us this fall season. Next week, we do not have any volleyball coming your way until the playoff game on Tuesday the 22nd. We'll be live up in Center Point, Urbana for that one. No volleyball next week. We'll have football Friday coming, starting at 6:30, pregame start, kickoff at 7:30. Good luck to the marching band tomorrow as they compete in Cedar Rapids at Kingston Stadium for their state festival. And good luck to the cross-country team and the volleyball team as they both head to Marion for WAMAC conference competition on Thursday. Cross-country team starting at 4 at Antioch Christian Church, and the volleyball team starting their pool play at 4 o'clock as well at Marion High School. Any final thoughts before we sign off here in Fairfield, Jeff?
Well, again, it came down to some key plays in this game. Both sides run the ball very effectively. Not a lot of passing in this game, but unfortunately, a couple of big penalties late in the game that hurt. Fairfield was hurting themselves with penalties. South Tama again. The third and fourth down plays, there's no fault in trying what they did because they put pressure on the quarterback. I mean, the quarterback made a bad throw on the one, and then they missed. They should have had a touchdown on the other one. And the third one, the one on fourth down that was roughing the passer, that pass was good coverage by Medina down there. But unfortunately, late in the game, the penalties went against South Tama. But again, Fairfield, you earn your victories, and they earned it. They made the plays when they had to make the plays.
They had a gutsy second half for sure.
And they came out, and again, there's big plays back and forth, but again, South Tama going for a fourth down at the 50-yard line. They didn't get it, and that kind of turned the tide in this game. And Fairfield took that momentum, and they grabbed it, and they never let it go, even though South Tama did have a couple of plays that could have, the pass that they tipped that could have been intercepted late in the game as well. Sports are games of inches, and tonight, inches close, but not close enough. As Coach Campbell says it to Iowa State, you have to win in the margins, and tonight this game was a game of margins, and unfortunately Fairfield won.
Way.
Well, that's the way it goes.
All right, everybody, thanks for being with us here on Trojan Country for another week, and I hope you all have a great and safe weekend. We will see you next.
I'll see you next Friday night.
We'll see you next Friday. Have a great night, Trojans.